Alright, guys. Today, we're finishing up the trials. We are broke, too. We need some items to sell off. Mr. Bruck, I'm looking for Don't Be Silly. We might just be hooking Mr. Silly up. For those that don't know, Don't Be Silly was the one who acquired most of my loot with. Yo, bro, do I have any Against the Darkness jewels? I do not have any Against the Darkness jewels. I had some, but we sold them all for like 2 div apiece, I think. Not sure exactly. I think it was like 2 div apiece. 1 to 2 div. They sold really fast. So you can like kind of break even, but Desperate Alliances are like 4 div and you can only sell them for like 2. So it's like a 2 div loss every run until you get something good. We are going this way. Like, Yeah, I can't hit a spear to start off the day. Very nice. Crit resistant. Okay, that would make sense. That would make a little bit of sense. Wait, what's still left? Of course, it's over here. I just can't hit anything. Oh my lord. Alright, very nice. We continue forward. Hourglass. Excuse my coughing. Alright, we'll get Lustrous Lacquer. It'll just make it pretty hard to die in the rest of the rooms. And then we will avoid cannot restore honor in the event that we do need to restore honor. We have Adrenaline Vial, and I think I saw Glowing Orb too, so we're kind of chilling. We're kind of chilling. Yeah, we do have Glowing Orb as well. It's a very nice keys that Mr. Judge Hunt has been making. I'm probably going to get hit here by the dodge roll. Never mind. It's so weird because it registers your position for that temporal bubble, like, long after you actually step on it. It doesn't register where you step on it at. Like, if I... Well, I'm not going to step on that one because I don't want to get teleported back up here, but the more movement speed you have, the more you get punished. Cause sometimes it registers your position, like, not where you want it to be. See what Babella has. Sanguine Vial, Moment's Peace. Makes it pretty free, and then, yeah, we could just do like escape. It doesn't really matter what we do at this point, because we can't take damage. And there's our gold key. Couldn't really see the map, so we gamba the gold keys. Very nice, though. Very, very nice. Alright, we save. Time to bang these out. Alright, trial loot. Trial loot. E. E, 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 E. Hopefully it is not too slow today. It wasn't slow the last 2 days, but yesterday I didn't really do any carries because I got bored. I did like 10. I was going to do like 20 or 30 yesterday, however many it took us to get to 750, and then, yeah, I just couldn't muster up the strength to do that. Should get a couple more Desperate Alliances as we finish this out. Hopefully 1 or 2 more. And then we can begin going over the loot. Can I join 5 level? No, because chances are if you're only level 5, you have not killed a ball in the campaign. But we'll just invite I'm Big Monk, and we'll get in there. This will be the first trial run of the day. And we'll have to see from here how we perform. Is that the Act 5 one? What does he mean, Act 5? Like, cruel? Or... yeah, I guess it would be Act... no, there's only 3 acts. Unless he means, like, cruel Act 2, I don't know. Brother, there's only 3 acts and 2 difficulties. They're... you're throwing me off. You're making me question if I know everything or anything at all. Whoa, my gosh. We just probably killed half the group. Like, why am I getting hit by invisible balls? I probably killed, like, 3 of them there unintentionally. I'm getting hit by invisible balls. Can we get a Spectrum Cache first run of the day? No, but we can get a time lost. Well, my screen shaked twice. There's at least 2 of them. think there's 4. Red-eyed soul. Red-eyed soul, thank you. No, but I can take you next run. No charge this run, my bad. If anyone is running Sekmas carries, let me know. TD. Thank you very much, TD. TD, Jato, and Aquavita. Aqualta. Aqualta and TD. Or did Aqualta already pay? Let me see. Just release. My brother, I do not have any friend space. I will be honest with you. Wait, who didn't pay? Was it Jado or? I think it was this guy, but one of the guys gave 2 divs, right? So, like, we're chilling. We are chilling. Like, one guy paid 2 divines, so, like, there's no need for us to worry at all or be concerned. I think we have one more time lost cash. Watch, I'm going to exchange my water. We get 2 bronze keys. Okay, that seems about right. Sometimes I exchange water and I get, like, 10 gold keys, and sometimes I'll exchange 10,000 water and I get literally no gold keys. Like, 5 silver and 10 bronze. Some of these guys came from TFT, so hopefully they vouch for me or something along those lines. We are still getting messages, guys. Guys. Notable effect of passives. Crit chance could be good. But it is an emerald. I think it's a bit harder to roll emeralds decently. We need a 4th mod on this one. That's good. Oh! Wait, what the heck? Wait, we just slammed movement speed on this. Wait, what in the heck? We are sending this to Zao. Slammed move speed on it randomly. Okay, this is a pretty nice emerald. Not gonna lie, this is like the one Belton sold for like 100 divs. My PoE overlay is not actually working, so I don't know, maybe we list it for 100 or something. Attack speed, move speed, attack damage, proj damage. I mean, maybe the proj damage is a dead roll for... But if we fractured the attack damage, we could always remove the proj damage. Could always remove it. And then this Sapphire, we're hoping for, like, crit modifier or crit ailment. But, yeah, the spell damage is fine, but ideally we'd want, like, crit something else. We can... destroy it, or we could, I mean, we could always Hopium Chaos Orb this, right? But we rolled off the effect of a notable passive, so goodbye. And this one, obviously, we'd want like ailment, crit, something. Yo, just wanted to say I did your build and it's very fun. Good job. Thank you very much. It's not originally my build though. It does belong to Shahan Tai, was the theory crafter for the build. But yeah, I'm glad you had fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it too. Towards the start of the league, I took a gamble on the build. I was like the 3rd person to invest into the build or to find out about it. And I was sent a clip of Arbiter 6-man dying in 1 rake. And yeah, I decided to take the Gamba on the build. That's what I decided, and it worked out. This is a crazy precursor tablet. 6% pack size with additional rare monsters. Put it in guild storage for someone who wants it. But yeah, I took a gamble on the build when like no one else was invested into it, and it worked out really well for me. It really did. It worked out very, very well. And you know, I sort of min-maxed it a little bit, not as much as other members of the community, but I do think that other members of the community's builds are not always. There's a lot of things that impact the build that don't show up in POB or tooltips. I don't know. It's a little bit confusing to explain, but yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm glad to hear that you're having fun. It is a very fun build to just one-shot bosses. Sometimes the mapping struggles a little bit if you don't break off into like a Chernobog, block chance build or something like that. But yeah, it's a fun build overall. I just run trials for the most part. I've made thousands of divines with this build for a relatively low investment cost. Like, I think I've spent less than 100 div total on my gear. It's around 50 div for the amulet, like 20 div for each ring, 4 div for the gloves, 8 div for the tangled tongue, 1 div for the crown of eyes. The focus and the buckler were like 5 div, the boots were 8 div, and the ingenuity I made myself. Bought most of these items a little bit worse than they are right now, whittled them a bit, so you could factor that in, just maybe an extra 100 div. So around 200 div in total. Pretty solid build. Pretty solid build. Michael, I'm not sure. Hi, what is your opinion about optimization of PoE2? I hate how it runs on Delirium. What do you mean, like optimizing maps and juicing maps? I played a Lightning Spear Huntress before with very good gear, and the mapping is definitely better, but one-shotting bosses is just too fun. Yeah, I'd agree. I played a Lich build that was very good at mapping. I had done like my own Lich build with Frost minions, and yeah, it was very, very effective at mapping, but the bossing suffered, and that's why I re-rolled this. Because last league I also played mappers, and I did a lot of mapping last league. And this league I wanted to do something else. I wanted to farm Arbiter. I wanted to farm trials. I wanted to sell carries, and one of the big things too is that I wanted to get into all of it before anyone else did, right? Because stuff like the Arbiter now is not profitable at all, and the reason why it's not profitable is that so many people have done this build that you're able to just run straight in there. Oh my gosh, we can't kill this guy, but so many people have killed the Arbiter, right? And gotten their builds to a point where they can kill the Arbiter, that it's no longer profitable because the market is saturated with more items than people actually need or can buy, right? When I made my loot from 500 Arbiter kills video, most of that loot was done at a point in time where, like, literally just dropping a Sacred Flame paid for every key it took to get the Sacred Flame. So everything else was profit. Like the regalias were profit. It was really nice, right? It was very, very nice. I really enjoyed it, and I would recommend other people to try to do the same in future leagues if you want to try to make some money actually killing stuff instead of going broke. With that being said, breach zones and stuff are profitable now. They're just kind of boring to run all day long. But yeah, that's kind of why I built the character out. Where can I find your build? I have a video on my channel. We also have a Discord server if you wanted to join the Discord. That has a link to my POB. It also has a link to... Yeah, it has a link to my POB and a link to most of that other stuff. POB, a little bit of explanation. I've changed the build around a little bit. The main changes are that I'm just using 2 weapon sets now and then working off of Zealot's Oath instead of Heartstopper. Like, I path to Heartstopper and then we take Zealot's Oath. This is 75% increased attack damage, We basically had 4 points anyways because we could just use weapon sets and unallocate, right, like defensive nodes for weapon set 1. Just use these with the buckler for mapping, as well as like spike shield down here with the good buckler. So yeah. But those are kind of the big changes since my guide that I've done. We just use 2 weapon sets. We take the defensive nodes off for 1. We put Zealot's Oath in. Zealot's Oath gives us 75% increased attack damage, which is what directly impacts bleeding type. Right, this is just literally like 75% increased rake damage to an extent, but it's not 75% increase because if you already have modifiers that increase attack damage, it's gonna be a bit less because it's not like it multiplies everything by 1.75. Let's see. I mean, FPS drop on Delirium, especially when you're playing Lightning Spear. Yeah, honestly, I struggle with that same situation, that same scenario. I don't really have any advice for you. You can try, like, what I did was I put all of my settings to low, right? I play every game on low settings anyways because they just run the best that way, and it's less visually distracting, but for me, I have all of my settings right here. So they're all on low. I think I use Vulkan as the renderer. And I think there's a shader thing that you can do too that'll help with FPS. But as you can see, literally everything is on the lowest setting. Because I totally understand what you're saying. It's very, very laggy. It's why I don't really run maps that much. So yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Honestly, the only like way to fix it apart from lowering your settings is to get a better computer, which is why at the moment I'm looking to upgrade mine because I'd like to do more things on the game, but I don't necessarily want it to destroy performance or whatever. We'll go escape ritual. We need to get some honor back here. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It is a struggle. This game is a bit demanding, I'm not going to lie. With the computer that I have right now, I was able to run a lot of games pretty effectively in the past. It's been a long time since then, but yeah. Yeah, so if you have a 4070 Ti, like, you should be good. Like, I'm using a 3060 Ti. I'm not going to lie. I'm using a 3060 Ti, and I only use like 1% of my graphics card. The graphics card's not the problem, it's the processor. I don't know what processor you use. I have 4 points and we'll pay 8 to get 4 remaining. It's only 1 div for a carry. I will pay 8. I'll take 8, but it's 1 div, brother. But this game is more processor dependent than it is graphics card dependent. Like, graphics card dependent games are ones like not Call of Duty, would be like Grand Theft Auto, right? Or Skyrim are graphics cards heavy games. Any multiplayer online game is processor heavy though, and not graphics cards heavy, so that could be the issue. AMD Ryzen 5, 64 gigabytes RAM. So it looks like your RAM is doing well. Let's see. I gotta finish this room real quick. Yeah, I mean, your RAM is I mean, 64 gigabytes. I have like 24 gigabytes, bro. I'm on such a budget setup you wouldn't even believe it. Actually, I'll show you guys. I'll show you because a lot of you probably don't believe me. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm working with. And I mean, you guys can tell if you look at the stream VODs and whatnot, I lag quite a bit. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll display capture this. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad for you guys. Okay. Wait. Let me open it. Where's it at? Right here. No, it's not right there. Wait, where was it just at? Here, one sec. I swear. Oh, the settings button. Oops. Settings. OBS. Display capture. All right. This is literally what I'm playing with. 24 gigabytes of RAM. 8 gigabyte GPU, which is a 3060 Ti. It's like nicer 3060 Ti though. I had a bunch left over. I used to do like mining and stuff, so I just built a computer out with one of those graphics cards. We're literally running on an XPS 8930, which is an i5 8400 computer. I don't know why the processor is not showing up here, and we have like 2 terabytes of RAM spread across 4 hard drives, or 2 terabytes of storage. But with that being said, the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X, let's look up the specs of that graphics card. Let's see if we can, or not graphics card, that processor. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of this. AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. 6 core, 12 thread. Okay, the processor could be part of the problem. Yeah, and Abraham is right. Like, I'm looking at, well, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why you're lagging. It could be like a virus on your computer. It could just be if your computer's old, you might need to take it apart and put it back together, because this is your processor. Like, I only really lag on maps. Like, I do lag a lot on maps, but that's all I really lag on. Your processor is pretty insane. If we look here, I mean, it's not like insane, but 4.7 gigahertz with 6 cores is not bad. And if I come here and we look up CPU comparison, I think it's like benchmark comparison, passmark. And we do, so I have an i5 8400. I have an i5 8400 at 2.8 gigahertz. This is also a 6-core processor, but it's a 2.8 gigahertz processor. And you have a Ryzen 5, what was it, 7800X, or let me see. Yo, Gail, how are you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. I hope you are having a beautiful day. Let's see, 7600. Ryzen 5 7600. X. Compare. Let's see. Okay, your processor is 3 times actually better than mine. Mine benchmarks at 9,000. Yours benchmarks at 28,387. 3 times better than my current processor. I don't know why you're lagging that bad, because I'm looking to get an i5 9700 and I'm thinking that's gonna fix my problems, but maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Because I don't even think like the 9700 is that much better than a, you know, than a 96. Have I done breach runs again? We did a bunch last night. Yeah, you're lagging with the 9070 XT, but is that a CPU or a GPU? Yeah, you guys are right. It's not really polished like it. That's why I play on low settings or whatever else. Like, we're pushing through. But yeah, we did like 20 breach zones last night, but we honestly got nothing, and it was kind of boring. Actually, we got some pretty insane rare drops that I just ID'd and slammed. Like, we got a Falconer's jacket with 1400 evasion on it and like 75% res and 30 dex, which was really nice. But like, we didn't get any tier 0 uniques last night. We got like 2 Spiritborn crowns, deepest towers, but they're like worthless. Yeah, that's weird to me. It could be something. It could be an issue with your computer. Like, if you've had it for a while, you might need to reapply thermal paste. You might have to like take it apart and clean dust off, right? Yeah, GPU 9070 XT. Yeah, the GPU doesn't really matter that much. I'm not going to lie. The GPU, like, I'm running on a 3060, which, again, there's not much of a difference between, like, a 3060 and a 5060 or a 4060. The reason why there's not much of a difference is that, okay. The reason why there's not that much of a difference is that, it's just how NVIDIA's products have always been. You could run this game on like a 1060 if you wanted, and you'd be fine. It's more processor heavy than it is GPU heavy. I would say. Doom Dark Ages with 144 FPS. Yeah, I honestly I could not answer your question. I couldn't tell you what your issue is. I couldn't tell you whether it's processor or like compatibility related, or if it's just like a settings issue. If you play through Steam, there is a shader cache setting that you can optimize through the launch settings on Steam. You can probably do it like without Steam also. You would just have to edit like the command prompt start for the actual game. But someone posted it in the chat a while ago. I just don't remember too much about it. I was going to invite Mr. Fabuloso, but he sent me an invite. Also, Gale, I do apologize. I have not taken my... Okay, well, you're not even running right now, actually. I was going to say I have not taken my TFT post down, but it was not intentional. I just forgot. Mighty Lynx, Hunting Bird, Marius. Wait. Can you help me to kill the Citadel boss for 8 chaos, please? Is that someone in the chat or in the stream? If you are in the stream or in the chat, I will do it for free. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother with it. I don't care to take 8 chaos from someone who's getting a drop that's like worth less than 8 chaos. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, I think Gale's the one who told me you can clear your chat in game, which actually does, from my experience, it does help fix some lag. Like if your game's been open for a while, you can clear your chat like from your cache. But you could also try just clearing the cache for the game. I'm kind of sad though that you said that the game, you have that good of a computer and the game still lags, because I'm looking for like a processor that's half as good as what you have, and I'm hoping that it's not bad. Yeah, the clear or like slash CLS or whatever helps out a lot. Oh, I didn't have my focus on. See, guys, we can one-shot this guy with no focus on. Like, that's 200% of my damage is gone. Come on. Stop showing up seal relics. I'm getting baited every time a seal relic shows up like that. Can I show you how my PC works on Juicy Delirium Breach? It works. I'm not, it loads in, it works. It takes about a minute. The hardest thing with mapping for me is that it takes literally a minute for any map to load. It's why I don't do mapping with like the stream or 6-man juiced. I would like to. I don't lag that bad. I get like 20 FPS though. I mean it's unenjoyable because I do lag, but it's not unplayable, right? I can still play. I get like 20 FPS, 10 FPS, but it's kind of frustrating. And then the most frustrating thing is the load times of the actual maps. I will load a map It will literally take me. It will literally take, like, I kid you not, it will take 2 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes to load a single map. And it's the same way with, like, Breach Zones and Trials. When I do my first run of the day, or Arbiter, like you guys have seen, when I kill Arbiter the first time of the day, all of the particles are invisible. So, like, the flame circle on the ground, when he does that special attack, I can't see that. I can't see the lane attack, so 99% of the time, unless I just phased him instantly, he dies, or he kills me. Unless he phases, right? Teleports to the middle of the room and doesn't do an attack at all. So yeah, it's a little bit rough. Yeah, it's bad. That's why, it's honestly why I don't really run maps or, like, why I do group play or anything. Yeah, mine take a long time to load. Once I load it once, normally it's fine, but there's so many different maps and variations of maps that it's like I never get duplicate maps where I'm always loading them in, unless I'm using, like, Visions of Paradise. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I have 2k MS to 20k MS. If you have 2k MS to 20k MS, though, that would be like an internet thing, which could be a thing too. If your guys' internet connection isn't that amazing, my internet's pretty good. But if your internet is bad, it's going to translate into, like, lag or stutters as well occasionally, just through frame rate translations. Guys, we're starting off the day a little bit strong. We are at 7:45, trials completed. It's been 23 since our last Spectrum. And, yeah, we've got about 5 more to do till we do a loot video or something. We'll stop at 750 for the loot video. Honor res, reduce trap damage. Now we know why you're a Giga Hyper Master of Ascendancy trade. Bro, I'm telling you. Not only is it the most profit in divines per hour that you can make in the game, but it's the most computer-friendly event that you can do. There's not too many monsters. It's relatively, it's relatively chill. But with that being said, I'm looking to upgrade my processor, my computer, like, hopefully in a week or two. There's a couple of the processors that I'm looking for are available for sale around me. But yeah. No, it's my internet is 5G, still bad lag. Yeah, I honestly don't know what to tell either of you. Sounds rough. I lag, but it's because my computer's bad. And occasionally because my internet's bad. But that's a computer thing too, because I have a bad Wi-Fi card. I bumped my rarity bot. I'm at 532% now. Very nice. Did you get those rabbit talismans, or do you have rabbit talismans? Bro, have you seen the price of those? Last night when I was hopping off, they were 200 divs. Tell me who is going to pay a mirror, half of a mirror, to get 40% rarity on their gear. I mean, someone has done something very malicious. And you can tell someone's doing something very malicious because of the trade ratios. There's always like 50 listed for an exact amount, right? Yeah, I thought you did, but still, bro, like, these went up 40 times in price. It's not just that they skyrocketed. Someone did some market manipulation. Someone with a lot of money bought everyone in the game. Either that, or the only way that these were coming in the game in the first place was through people juicing Asmirian Wisp maps, and the reason why they're so cheap is because all those players went to PoE1 or something. I don't know, but someone definitely bought, like, that's not even true actually, because, like, buy orders stay even when you're offline. So these just went up because why not? Someone bought every single one in the game. I upgraded my Invaris, my amulet. Yeah, I saw the Invaris you posted in Discord. It was actually a really nice one with the Overcorrupt on the rarity and the Undercorrupt on the Elirez. Yeah. The Invariuses that I have, like, This one, I can't remember what I got it for, but this is like basically max rolled with. It's close to max roll. It's a few percent off. But this one here is max roll implicit, 9 off, but the corruption is 7% all res. And I bought this at League Start for like 1 div, and then they were listed for like 20 div or 10 div or something, but I never resold it because I figured I'd find use for it later. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. They were literally 1 div forever. Someone had to have bought them. They're not that good. It gives you like in a standard build, it gives you like clarity, extra mana regen, and that's it. The only other thing it does is like rarity, right? But like Vision was asking me, he's like, "Bro, like should I buy these?" And I told him, I was like, "Well, you're definitely not going to make, you know, you're definitely not going to make like, let's say you buy 5 of them for 80 div, what is that? 340 div, 320 div. Like, you're definitely not going to make 320 div out of 40% rarity unless you drop a mirror, right?" So, something to ponder. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Someone probably bought up the entire market, and then with the drop updates with the new talismans and items, they just became less common, especially because they like increased the drop rate of like these golden charms, for example. Probably factored into it. Probably factored into it a little bit. We need something to sell though. Can't believe I was getting offers on this the other night for 300 div and now wanting to sell for 150. Yeah, the Fox Talisman also skyrocketed. Let's look at the Fox Talisman. Quality of all skills. Oh my gosh. 32 div for 2% quality. You guys do know that unless you have like 6 of these or 5 or 4, it does nothing, right? Quality does not, like, it has to increment it, which I learned from minion builds. Quality has to be incremented at intervals of like 6% before it has any effect. Because otherwise, like, because numbers round, right? And it always rounds down. So unless you hit a threshold of quality, it does nothing. Saw some Chinese YouTube vids that is doing some market flipping. Not saying they're the only reason of the inflating, but yeah, pretty bad. Might be contributing. Yeah, that's a bit rough. Yeah, the flipping. I do not support flipping at all. I do not. It's like one of the big things I'm against. Profit crafters. It's like I'm really against when profit crafters never take a loss, like, you know, and always sell for a profit and mislead people. I'm against that. But one of the big things I'm against is like flipping. I think flipping is like one of the most unethical things you can do in this game because you're taking items away from players who could potentially need them, and making it so that they'll never be able to get those items. And if you look at the game and how many items are in the game, like let's take this sleek jacket for example we got yesterday. There's like 300 of these on the market, and I guarantee you there's not 300 people in the game who have this many divines, and 55 is cheap for a sleek jacket, or for a falconer's jacket this good. This is pretty cheap, right? It's actually really cheap. But there's not that much of an audience who have this many divines. There's too many on the market, and so it's just like a fest of whose is the best, right? So when you flip and you relist, it's like 99% of the time your item's not even going to sell. Unless it's crazy good. Yeah, see, that's the big problem I have, and that's why I was saying GGG needs to implement some changes or do something. This key's gonna suck, by the way. This one has like nothing on it, no relic quant, nothing. But yeah, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. Tekaba being 7 divs is like crazy, but it's crazy because like if you just run Trial of Chaos, you'll get those left and right. That's why it's crazy. I don't get it, and like literally people only use what, 1 of them, so it's like I guarantee you, if you're running Trial of Chaos, you're probably gotten like 100 of those, right? And there's thousands of people running Trial of Chaos because Trial of Chaos is also very profitable. I just think it's really boring. It's really slow. You can't go any faster than, like, you can only go so fast in the Temple of Chaos because it's frustrating. Yeah, and that's basically what they did, and now they're just reselling them off for, like, a fraction, or they're reselling them off slowly, like 10, 20, 30 at a time, which you can tell by looking at the buy orders, right? Because if you look at the buy orders, there's always like 30 listed for an exact price, or the sell orders, there's like 30 listed for 88 div. And then there'll be one listed for 86, one listed for 85, etc. Yeah, it's not just the pause time for the speech. It's like all the rooms, like every room is like an hourglass room. Like it's the Trial of Chaos is way easier than the Trial of Sekhmet. Don't get me wrong, unless you take the wrong afflictions, because some of the afflictions like corrupted blood modifiers with no cannot be inflicted by corrupted blood on your gears can be really annoying. It can literally permanently stack and just burn you alive. The I think they changed it and nerfed it, but the other one that was frustrating was the exploding balls. Those things did like literally half your health, and if you killed 50 things at once, there's like 55 of them chasing you down, right? Big issue. Um, but yeah. But yeah, the Trial of Chaos, pretty profitable, pretty nice. It's just, you can't go any faster. Like, every room is timed, and you can't, like in the Trial of Sekhmet, in an hourglass room, the time changes, right, that's remaining on the clock based on how many rares you kill, and the amount of rares that spawn are based on how many white monsters you kill. So you can make hourglass rooms be 10 seconds long if you want to, right? You can make chalice rooms take 10 seconds. You can do escape rooms. But in the Trial of Chaos, it's like no matter what, every room is taking 2 minutes, because it's like the pillar room, for example. Like, you can't make the pillar go faster or slower when you're running around it. Sometimes if you have the petrifying gaze, like totems, there's literally 30 of them on each side of the map. Like, actually, like a million petrifying gaze totems. And they stun you, and then the pillar drops and falls, and like you're getting messed up at the same time. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. The Temple of Chaos, it's so unfortunate how bad it actually is. The only reason people run it is because it's like actually easier difficulty-wise than the Trial of Sekhmet. It's just boring because of how long it takes. Let's see the chat. You guys have sent a lot of messages. Sorry. Just went on a rant about the Trial of Chaos. I've seen a guy who's flipping Calandra's Ring Market. Yeah, the Calandra's Ring Market, from what I heard, there was like a dupe or something. I don't know if that's true. I think they just massively upped the drop rate of them, along with other items. But yeah, they're so cheap right now. They're like 4 div, 5 div. But flipping, another thing about flipping, like, that's what this whole trade chat is. Like, this pure gambling guy, I guarantee you he bought all these items that he has listed right now for like 100 div. He probably paid 80 div for this ring right here. It's like T2 cold. Yeah, it is T2 cold. T2 cold, T1 fire, not even perfectly rolled T1. This is like T2 lightning fracture, right? Like perfect T2 lightning fracture to be 2 to 90. 600 div. He probably paid like 80 div. He's just flipping, taking advantage of console players and the fact that they don't have access to tools to price check or the trade screen, and also taking advantage of new players who don't know that they can use a trade website or tools to price check their gear. Yeah, I think what they did was bought every valuable good talisman before the update. Yep. Logan, can I ask what your build is? Hard to run maps. I'm leveling with Blood Mage and I'm level 80 now, but doing maps is kind of hard. I'm dying 2 to 3 hits. Is it normal, or will it be easier in the next levels? So if you're dying, part of it could be the charms you're using. You might want to use like an anti-bleed charm, an anti-stun charm, and an anti-freeze charm, so that you aren't getting stunned. Part of it's going to be how much evasion you have. If you really want to go into Energy Shield for mapping, you can do that. You could run a Chernobog. There's a lot of different setups. But yeah, it will get easier. If you're running really, really juiced maps, it's always going to be like relatively difficult because the character is meant more so for bossing than mapping. But it's still not that bad. Skulls are Price fixing will remain an issue until they implement instant buyout. Yes, I agree. There needs to be some sort of auction house. There also needs to be some sort of a restriction on what allows a player to interact with the trade website, right? Like you shouldn't be able to use the trade website. Like Janebu should not be able to list any of his items on trade. He doesn't play the game. If you don't play the game and all you're doing is middlemaning items for other people, flipping, you know, profit crafting, you should not be able to use the trade website. It's as simple as that. You need to have some activity in maps or actually playing the game before you're allowed to use the trade website, because that's what enables people to flip, is just sitting in their hideout all day like an econ major or something. It doesn't have to be a Chinese guy or whatever, you know, racist, you know, comment a lot of people tend to think. It doesn't have to be that. Like, it literally could be an econ major, right, who's in college and he just got bored and he decided to see how much he could you know, flip the market out, right? As part of like a college project or something, right? There's a lot of different things. So there needs to be some restriction on who can actually interact with the trade market. And yes, there needs to be instant buyouts so that players aren't price fixing. But I feel like if there were instant buyouts, most items would be overpriced. So to fix that, I think what they should do is they should have a bidding system, like literally an eBay, where items start at a value, the post lasts 24 hours, you can't take the post down once it's down, and the item sells for whatever it sells for, right? Whether it's more or less than you wanted, at the end of the day, there needs to be like some sort of eBay bid system so that the market isn't just full of overpriced items because people don't want to instantly sell for low values. Yeah, Belton does come to mind. I do not like Belton at all. I blocked one person who had like 84 pieces of Clondra's touch listed for one div. Yeah, that is annoying. I didn't even see that when I searched. I saw like a few for one div. I bought a few for like 10 div. I did buy a few Clondra's touches myself because they might fix it. They might fix the drop rate and they'll probably become very valuable on standard, although it's hard to say. They might also just remove them from the game entirely when early access is over with. Which they said they're not going to be doing stuff like that, but you never really know. Like, they might, if an item's been heavily duped. Like, they did it with the Temporalis, right? I'm pretty sure they deleted, like, 90% of the Temporalises that were in the game when they got duped. Even if you, like, bought one. I'm not sure how they went about doing it, though, if I'm being honest. Steven, hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. And yeah, no problem for the answers. You can always post, if you want to join our Discord too and ask questions, you guys are feel free to do that. There's lots of people in the Discord who are, you know, willing to help out, help other players. Belton comes to mind. All he does is hideout and craft. Yeah, I think I responded to that. But yeah, Belton, the biggest issue I have with Belton is that he literally doesn't play the game. He has a build that makes it look like he plays and that he's done more than I have, right? I've done 750 trials this league, 500 arbiter kills, like 300 breach zones, 1,000 maps, and 300 audiences. And it's like, yeah. Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, Jay. Like that's all he does, and like all of his items he claims are worth a mirror. How many mirrors have you seen in the game? How many do you know how much a mirror's worth? A mirror's worth 3,000 divines. How many divines have you seen? I play this game 10 hours a day, and I've seen maybe over the course of the entire league 2 mirrors worth of loot. Do you think that my 2 mirrors that I've busted my balls for this entire league are worth one of Belton's items that he spent 10 minutes crafting? No. I bet I could pick up a better item off the ground sometimes than what Belton has, which is somewhat true. Some of these items are items I picked, like this buckler is when I picked up off the ground, right? So it's like, I'd rather settle on 5% less DPS for literally a 20th of the price than buy into Belton's propaganda that he has mirror crafted an item. Because if Belton is able to take 1,000 divines and craft 10 pairs of boots that are worth 1 mirror each, apparently they are, or they can't be worth a mirror. Like if you're crafting an item and you're crafting it consistently for 200 divines, it's not worth a mirror. I don't care who you are or what you say. Exactly. Exactly, bro. So what makes you think that anything is worth a mirror? Have you been to TFT's mirror shop? There's over 1,000 items on their mirror shop. I bet you there's less than 100 mirrors in the entire game, right? And the other thing about Belton too is Belton gets all of his currency on a loan. Belton does not earn or get any of his currency. He real world trades, and I can prove to you he real world trades. I have identified Gambas over 10,000 jewels this league, and Belton has clips recently of him selling jewels for like 200 div. Let me be real with you. I have those exact same jewels. I have them right here in my stash listed for under half of what he sold his for. Look at this right here. I literally, I've had these for a long time. I have, and they're perfectly rolled too. Like we have this one here. Where is it? We have attack speed, accuracy, move speed, effective notable passive skills, and radius. Magnitude of poison. This one right here. We also have this one. Move speed, effective notable passives, the two best modifiers that you can get on a time loss. Damage with spears, magnitude of poison. You know, we have this emerald that we just got with move speed. Where is it? Don't tell me that did I vendor that other emerald that I just had? No, it's right here. Move speed, attack damage, proj damage. Belton sold one of these for like 300 div. Do you not see that I have one listed right here that's better than the one he sold for 300? Is that not suspicious? Does it not stir your mind? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like get you to hate Belton though. I'm just saying it's very suspicious. He has all these divines, all this stuff that he sells items that, yeah. Can you use a time loss in a tabula? No, you can't, unfortunately. That would be sick, though. Imagine being able to use a time loss in a tabula, and every time loss you put in there affected, like, the other 5 jewels. So I could always hit 5 things, and it affected them based on jewels. I'm the guy who played SSF. I have a question. What should I prioritize more, crit chance, crit damage, or elemental damage? I have 100% crit chance and 490% crit damage bonus. At that point, crit damage bonus... Crit chance can be nice if you have a Tangle Tongue and you're double crit capped. You can roll crit damage bonus twice, but you're better off just having like 1,000% crit damage bonus than you are a ton of crit chance, right? So if we look at like my rake has a 93% effective chance for critical hit, but there's a line right here that says for twice critical hit is also important. The twice critical hit, what it means is that it's like half the time, essentially, my crits are going to do twice as much damage. My DPS on my Lightning Spear is only at 21k. Yeah, you're going to need some more crit damage bonus. You probably also need, and this is just, you know, something else that you might need. You might need more damage on your rings or gloves, which is going to be really hard to get in SSF. That's why I told you... You probably want to, like, when you're playing SSF, the first thing you want to do is probably rush rituals and get as many omens as you can. Because as soon as you find, like, a decent item from a breach, you should probably start crafting on it. Like, any item that has, like, 4 tier 1 modifiers that could all be good for you, dump your omens on it. But yeah, you can't put time loss in a tabula. Sorry, Mighty Lynx, but you are gone, sir. I should have just left. I feel bad kicking him. Should have just left the party and made a new one. Oh well. He plays SSF, so getting items like a Sacred Flame are going to be a lot harder. But you could always get like a Sacred Flame, right? Also, grats on being level 90. You were like level 70 yesterday, brother. You were like level 70 yesterday. So grats on level 90. That's one of the biggest things that can increase your damage is your level. Do these uniques actually not work in the do these actually not work? I never thought about it, but this is kind of insane if this doesn't work. I don't know why it wouldn't. Huh, it doesn't. It's weird. They should. It's not like even if you had 6 of these, 6, 12, 18, 24. Oh, okay, it would res cap you, but at the cost of no defenses at all. Like, come on. You can't tell me that this would be, even if you put spirit ones in there or whatever, or max life, like, you have no evasion and no energy shield. It wouldn't be worth the trade-off. SSF might be painful, but it's also rewarding, and I believe in you. And yeah, it's also fun. We'll probably play some SSF next league. Not gonna lie, I don't want to turn into like Zizaran and only play SSF or whatever. But I guess he doesn't only play SSF. But I don't want to become like I play RuneScape, and on RuneScape I'm an Iron Man, right? I don't want to be playing Iron Man mode on PoE all day long too. How to check stun threshold? How much do we need? I couldn't tell you how much you need, but what I can tell you is you can check it if you press C and you scroll someone in here. It should be like stun threshold somewhere in here. I don't think I have any personally. So mine just shows ailment threshold, and I don't know. This is like how much damage you can take before you get affected by an ailment, right? Something like that, something along those lines. I put 150 hours in PoE2 and was honestly let down. I want so badly to like the game, but it feels like a step back for me. Maybe I'm just too used to Zoomer builds. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I like it. It's an early access game, right? It really is. Like, it's early access, so at the end of the day, anything and everything in the game might change in the future, and hopefully, if we're able to create like a strong enough community and come together about some of this stuff, that we'll be able to implement some of it into the final version of the game. I hope the game doesn't get as complex and overloaded as PoE1, though. They could definitely work on crafting. They could introduce new omens that, like, they need to make omens as they are, like a 100% drop rate from audiences, like the Whittlings and Sinistrals and Dextrals. And then they need to introduce omens that just guarantee higher tier rolls, or maybe a certain roll on an item, but with no tier, right? And just have those be expensive. Because as it currently stands, no player can realistically or reliably craft out their own gear unless they have like 1,000+ divines. Which is the sad truth of the game as it is. It's the sad truth, especially when there's players like Janebu and Belton and even Farmer to an extent, but not so much Farmer, who buy every freaking omen in the entire game, and then it's like it leaves players like you and I to buy an omen for 10 div. On average, it could take like 100 or 200 omens to get the modifier you're looking for, and most of us don't have 600 or 1,000 div laying around. And if we try to Gamba, it's like you either get really lucky or you lose all your money. There's like no in between. I keep forgetting to put my my thingy on. Wait, this was the bad one. And I got 2 relics and one was a Desperate Alliance. This was the bad key. Alright, guys, we're up to, how many is this? 40? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. We are up to 40 Desperate Alliances over the last 4 days. That's 10 a day. It's like 40 div just in Desperate Alliances a day. And I only paid like 40 div for the keys per day. Let's see if any of these guys actually vouch for me. Ibubu, VK Monkey, Yas likes it. So we need the Korean man. We need Korean man. Not sure how to pronounce that name. I forgot how to read Korean. It's been like 10 years. And then Neo Crunk. 35 viewers. Man is popping off. Yes, we are. Heck yeah, guys. Thanks for tuning into the stream. Guys, you don't want to see my playtime for PoE2, but it's because I never log out. It's because I never close my game. We are at 58 days played. We have played the game for how long has the league been out? 3 months. So we've had the game open for 2/3 of the whole league. But I swear in my life, this is not my actual playtime. My actual playtime is probably like 10 days. 15 days, maybe. I have no life a little bit here and there. But I also took a 2-week break. $12,000 to 14,000 hours played. What is that? What is the breakdown on that? Like, what is the actual tell me I don't clean my PC without telling me I don't clean my PC. No, I actually do. I do. So part of I recently actually I took my computer apart. I reapplied new thermal paste. I cleaned it out. I actually do. I take very good care of my computer. I used to run like a computer company, so I'm pretty good on it. But I definitely, one thing I don't do is I never turn my computer off, which I'll be honest, guys. I've had this processor in this computer for 12 years now. So, I mean, it's an i7, or the old one I had is an i7. I'm using an i5 right now, but the old one I've had for 12 years. I never turn it off. I do take care of it, but it's always running. It's always running something in the background. All right, guys, we need some more tested times. We need to do 4 more trials, and then we are doing the loot video. I cannot stand to continue going more dry. I want to get the loot video out before the league is over with. So we'll do loot from 750 trials, and then maybe we'll do a little bit more here and there, and we'll go from there. Wait, okay, I was going to do the breakdown, though. Let's say 12,000 divided by 24. 500 days, brother. 500 days, that's a year and a half playtime on PoE, actually. But that's probably, like, what my RuneScape playtime is like, so I'm not judging you at all. I'm not judging you. I just wanted to see how many days it actually was. Yeah, 90k DPS is definitely not enough for maps. Once you get to like 80k, 70k Lighting Spear, unless you're doing 6-man party play, like, I mean, at that point you literally just invest into survivability. Like, my Lighting Spear is at like 86k, and I can one-shot everything and anything that's on a map, with the exception of like 6-man party play. In which case, I can still kill everything, but sometimes I have to throw two Lighting Spears. Pops, I'm too old to be your brother. I mean, we're all brothers here, and maybe sisters too. We're all family. Pops. How do you know how old I am? I could be like 65 using a voice changer. Yo, Zao, how are you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. I could be like 65 and you would never know. Guys, we must look at the market. Quantity of relics. Guys, these keys that people have been posting are not very, like, I am not going to buy 40% quant. Invite. Is Judge Doth Hunt on? He is not, unfortunately. Guys, no one's gonna... I don't mean to be rude. I don't think many people are gonna buy 50% quantity of relics. I mean, they might, but you guys need to get more relic quant on your relic setup. Just run less honor resist or something. These keys for 2 divvies aren't even that good. Brothers from another mother's. Gale, I'm going to test it now. 43k Lightning Spear is comfy. I stopped climbing once I hit 40k. Rake numbers are fake. Yeah, so rake numbers are, like, you could have 1,000,000 DPS next to your rake, The tooltip for Rake only tells you the initial damage of Rake. It doesn't actually tell you the overall, like, even the estimated bleeding damage isn't necessarily correct. That's why, like, a +3 Rake, for example, is going to show up as less damage than a Jewel, but it's going to actually do more. So Rake tooltip is, like, somewhat accurate, but not really. It mainly shows you the initial hit damage of Rake. So, like, if I go into a trial and I Rake Zarok in solo, I just one-shot him with the initial hit damage. My initial hit damage does, like, 5 million damage. I think Zarok has, like, 5 million health on solo. But yeah, like yesterday we were doing 4-man Breachstones, and I was raking Zesht for, I was raking him for 170 mil, right? We were hitting 170 mil rakes with no damage increases at 46k rake DPS. So the tooltip isn't always accurate 100%. Like the biggest influences to bleed damage and magnitude are going to be your elemental damage as well as your fizz damage primarily, and then a good focus and whatever else. Like even Sacred Flame, I'm 99.999% confident from my testing that Sacred Flame doesn't even, it gives you, like, on paper, it's like this. Like when I take this Tangle Tongue, for example, because we tested this on stream yesterday. When I take this Tangle Tongue and I put it on, I gain literally 20% more damage. Like my rake just went up to 52,000 from 45. So I gained like 17% damage, but it actually does less damage because it's only affecting the initial hit of rake, not the actual bleeding. What stun threshold do I need to not be stunned? Depends. Yeah, Gale is 100% right. It depends on how much damage you're taking. Once you take damage equal to your stun threshold, you will be stunned. So the higher your stun threshold, the more damage you can take before being stunned. The initial hit just refers to, like, when you hit a target with rake, it deals flat damage. Like it'll deal like 10,000 damage. So it'll deal like 10,000 damage and then bleed. It's not like it only bleeds. Like this attack has damage that it actually deals, and then it bleeds based off that damage, but the magnitude and the effectiveness of that bleeding is a little bit different. Yeah, it does add to the bleed magnitude. You are right. Bing bop, boom bam. Jack of all trades is actually a really good anoint for the reason that flat damage increases are going to increase your fizz, your LE, which both, it'll improve the base bleeding damage as well as the magnitude of that bleeding. Yeah, you are right. It's hard to see the initial hit numbers. I could show you on like a solo trial, I guess, would be the easiest way to show anyone. Let's see. We need 4 test times. We need 4 test times. I'm looking at the market. They're all pretty rough. 2 divvies. None of these have any relevant amount of relic quantity on them, but I can tell that these guys were watching my videos and decided to try out the tested time farming method because they are all the same keys by different people. Defenses, move speed, honor resistance, quantity of relics. They just don't have enough quantity of relics on them. It's like they're all like 50%, which isn't bad, but it's like I'm sure people buy them and use those keys. But I prefer, and I am going to chase after 100% quant at least. 30 chaos orbs. Here we go. Eyes low. Or, okay, well, it goes from like 30 chaos orbs up to 4 divines. I'm not paying 4 divines for 180% relic quant. No, thank you. I'm making keys myself. Yeah, I'm only running like 4 more keys now, and then I'm gonna make a loot video just before the end of the league. We'll still do some trials here and there, but we might get into breachstones when I'm done. Do some 6-man breachstoning to see if we could get a mirror as a group. Would be pretty sick. Bro, that's why I came out, Gale. That is why I came out with my tested time farming video, because I opened up the trade website for a week straight after coming out with my trial carry video, and the test time market was dead. And so I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, how do I fix this? How do I make it so that people are actually posting test of times? Because at the time there were literally like 1 or 2 people posting test of times in the entire game. And so my solution was, it was, all right, I'll come out with like, I'll just show people how to make them, and then maybe they'll want to make them, and they'll go and make them since I buy them, and like I will buy them for 2 div if you make it a certain way or whatever. And what actually happened as a result is now there's too many tested times in the game. Like there's just too many of them. These guys are popping off. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It actually is really good. It's really good until you're strong enough to sell carries, and the worst thing is that it's just a little bit boring. Like it's kind of boring to get to the 3rd floor to sell a key for like 2 div that could potentially drop, you know, a temporalis or something. But that's why I've pretty much always made it known that if I buy a key from you and it, like this guy for example, I probably wouldn't split him out. But for the most part, if I buy a key from someone and I've been buying them from them and I were to get like an incense relic, I would split it with them. Or not split it, but I'd give them at least like, earlier in the league I was wanting to give people like 75 to 100 divs. Right now if I dropped one, I'd probably give, like if it was Judge Doth Hunt's key, I would most likely give him around like 100 divines. If I got the, maybe a little bit more, maybe a bit less. Depends on what I actually sell the incense relic for, but I've always tried to make that like kind of, always tried to include that a little bit with everything that I've done. I didn't run for a few days. Could have been another last flame. Okay, screw off. Okay, Gale. Okay. But yeah, it's basically like a nice little tip, because at the end of the day, they're making like what, 2 div, 2.5, 1 div per key. And if I get it, I'm making so much selling carries and getting base relics as is that like if I get an incense relic, I may as well tip them, because it's hard to tip someone unless you buy like 100 and you keep track of it and you say, okay, well I made 400 div and I only paid 100. Here's an extra 50 div for your time since you helped me make all that money. Like unless you're doing it like that, it's a bit different. But if you're getting bored with Sekhmet, just make a whirling and start speedrunning, brother. I'll never be able to go as fast as the people. Becky Osa. I'll take one more for now. Want to buy one of your absolutely cracked twink items? I'm not going to lie, I already have a Surefoot sigil that's perfectly corrupted. I already have one that is perfectly corrupted with the dodge roll distance. I I corrupted it at the start of the league because I knew last league I used that for leveling, and that's it made leveling a lot quicker. Made it insanely quicker, actually, not gonna lie. Okay, very nice. Very, very nice. 3 more tested times we've acquired. It is, I think it's an Amazon, Gale. Am I not? Jesus Christ, guys. Excuse my language, but how many of you... my TFT post is down. I haven't posted in trade in like 30 minutes, and I'm still getting messages. Spammed. Oh, +1 to level of all skills on the corruption. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie though, I probably wouldn't buy it. The one that I have, what happens is when I buy those sure-footed sigils, and like I've perfectly corrupted a few of them. The problem is, and I've anointed them and everything like that. The problem is I put them in guild storage and I give them to my friends, and my friends log out, and it's not like they're stealing it from me. Like if I ask for it back, I'll get it back, but I end up giving them out because I don't use them, and then I never see them again. Also, I'll be honest with you, I'm broke right now. I literally have like 10 div to my name. Like actually 10 div. Oh, we need to sell some items. I have 8 rings listed for sale that are 6x T1. They're listed for less than 100 div, and they will not sell because like no one is playing or something. I don't really know what the actual issue is. I'm assuming it's just because no one's playing. Either that or there's some secret, you know, plot behind the scenes where people said don't buy Logan's items. That could have also happened from talking too much shit. Excuse my language. Do I need a loan? No, I'm good. I don't need a loan. We are chilling. We have like a lot of divines in items sitting around. I mean, we have a temporalis with 3 sockets that's perfectly rolled. They've been up for sale. Like no one's messaged me, so we're kind of just moving and grooving until we sell some items. Did you miss anything? Not really, Mr. Dim, but welcome to the stream. Just finished crafting a mirror tier bow. Let me show you the bow that I made the other day for like 10 div. I made this for like so cheap. It's not like mirror tier or anything, but let me see. Where is it? This one right here. I just like I had this bow sitting in guild stash, so I fractured it and I hit the T1 fizz accuracy and I nulled and I just slammed this on it just randomly with like 10 divs. Maybe less, maybe more. But bows are where it's at right now for crafting. Like bows are where it's at. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. A lot of people have asked me to craft out bows, and I crafted out a few, but yeah, some of them are a bit meh. I sold a flail for 100 div a couple weeks ago. I bought a second flail for 10 div. Chaos rolled it and resold it for 75 div, but 2 flails took about 1.5 months to flip. Yeah, that's some items, especially right now. Like, we have a lot of rings. Like, these aren't T1, T1, T1. These are, like, T1, T3, T1. Some of them are, like, 80 divs, you know, with T1 all attributes, like T4 strength. So they're not amazing. But, like, some of these are double rarity for... I think I had this one listed yesterday for 70 div, but the all res with the lightning res kind of kills it. This is like a good whirling slash. We have physical T1 accuracy, so some of these are all just giveaway items that we have overpriced so that we know not to sell them. Need a character reroll on this lich to blood mage? Yeah, I can get you, boss, and I will bring you in. We have the temporalis, but yeah, a lot of these items are like. This is probably one of the nicer items we got recently, just as a drop. 1300 evasion falconer's jacket. But yeah, everything's kind of dead right now. We're going to have to lower prices on the rings today again, which is fine. The temporalis is like a mirror no matter what. It costed us half a mirror to buy, and we hit the 3rd socket. I think ideally you overcorrupt it, but overcorrupt the cooldown. But I don't think it actually matters if you run CDR emeralds, like cooldown recovery rate emeralds, with ingenuity. I don't think the overcorruption on the cooldown is much of a difference. Are flails actually good? I've never had success with one-handed weapons. I've actually never, ever bothered with one-handed weapons. Because there's so many one-handed uniques that people use. We'll just take the chest modifier. Flails give me hope for the warrior when it's officially released. Pog. Pog champ. Boom, boom, boom. Escape. Ritual. Chalice. Why not? We're moving a bit slow on these keys. At least they weren't bricked, though. We bought these from, like, random guys. Hopefully the other guy, they weren't bricked. I think the Blood Mage sold us both of these. Why? I don't know. But they did. Maybe we do some speed running after 750, though. Maybe we try out the Temporalis today, since it's not really selling anyways. We'll give it a whirl. Would these 2 Tangle Tongues of mine be sufficient? Yes, they would. This one's pretty nice. Ideally, like, because Bleed's base damage is affected by Fizz damage, ideally you want, like, 19.5 crit and then 18 to 36 Fizz. But yeah. Have I still not gotten the last flame? No, I haven't. I am giving up at 750, and I'm doing a loot video. Because I don't want it to be like a week before the league ends before I actually come out with the loot video. And I don't even know. Like, I may get one, I may not. Who knows? I've seen every variation of the rarer drops than a Temporalis. I've gotten a triple Vase Relic 4 times. I've gotten a 4 Vase Relic drop once. I've gotten a triple Seal Relic drop 3 times. And both of those outcomes are more rare than the last flame. But yeah, still no last flame. 1 sub equals 1 last trial to get the last flame. I wish. I wish. Yeah, we give up at 750. We'll keep running trials. I was hoping I could get one before 750 and then do 50 more where I just give out carries. Which I'll probably still do. We'll probably do a lot of free carries as the league gets closer to its end. Because it's impossible to get a carry on standard. So if you have a character that needs an ascendancy before the league's over and you ever plan on doing anything with it on standard, you probably want it to do it before the end of the league. Make another auto bomber. That's what I wanted to do, bro. That's what I did the trials for. My whole goal of getting an incense relic, and the reason I have no money is that I spent all my money crafting out wands, different variations of the auto bomber, specific jewels like cooldown recovery crit jewels and crit damage bonus jewels. And my whole goal this league, I even have an amulet. I have an amulet, I have rings, I had a wand, and I had a focus. And I have the boots and the helmet for the auto bomber build. The boots and the gloves. The only thing I really needed was an Alpha's Howl or some variation of a helmet for cast on critical with Spirit. It was literally the only thing I needed, and we never dropped the last flame, so I sold the wand and the focus. I still have the gloves, the boots, the helmet. Or I still have the gloves and the boots and the belt and the rings and the amulet. So I still have all those, but still, man. Hi, how many runs do I do a day? It depends. Sometimes I do 40 and sometimes I do 40 and sometimes I do 10. It sort of depends on whether or not I'm streaming and how much I'm interacting with the stream and also the keys I'm buying. So like Judge Doth Hunt will sell us 100 or 90% movement speed relic keys. And with those, we do a run in like 5 minutes, start to finish. Fill a group in 1 to 2 minutes, and we can do 7-ish runs an hour. I usually do it for like 4 or 5 hours. But if I'm streaming, I tend to go slower because I'm answering questions and taking the time to price check stuff. I think someone asked if I could price check something. If you guys want to link me something, though, I can price check it. Someone asked something about price checking earlier. I forgot. Maybe it was in my chat, in my whispers. Yes. We'll answer Boston's question. Where was, someone asked if I could price check something, I swear. It's hard to price check right now because, like, not that many people are playing, so you don't really know where the market's at. But you never know. Boom. We post in trial carry WTS PoE2 hunt. And then we copy the trade chat message and we post it. I think I have enough int on to fit Temporalis into this build, though, with Blink. I don't have, like, 200. I wouldn't be able to get max level Blink, but I could get pretty close. Join the Discord server YKM. What is that? Smasher Foad. Smasher Food. Did I get my role? Yes. I had to chase people down to vouch for me. And I'll be honest with you, it's still only about a 10% vouch rate. So I think right now I have, like, today alone, I have done at least, we've done, what, like 4 runs today? And from each run, I had at least 2 people from TFT. So I've done, like, at least 8 people from TFT today, and we haven't gotten a single vouch. And, but yeah, that's why my thank you message, I turned into a copy pasta, and it literally tells them how to vouch for me if they came from TFT. But I got my roll. We'll check how many vouchers I actually have. Don't trust Zhao to vouch for you. I have 34 vouchers. Zhao still has, like, twice as many as I have, though. Which is pretty cool. You never know if they're going to come out with, like, an Aceling or something in the future where Val has, oh my gosh, Val has over 180 vouchers, guys. What a trusted member of the community. You killed me. Yeah, I know, bro. I literally remind them. I remind them twice. I remind them before going into the boss, and my copy paste literally says, be sure to vouch for @FearlessWow on TFT in the services vouchers channel if you came from there. And they still don't. They still don't vouch. Hello from PoE1 Hell. Ephemera, I saw a video last night that reminded me of you. You have 180 vouchers, Zhao. It's pretty insane. Not this league, but last league's and this league. I saw a video last night that reminded me of you, Ephemera, because it was someone building out a Flicker Strike character, and it was like some AI voiced over video of them crafting all the gear and making their Flicker Strike life better, but it reminded me of you. And I was going to send it to you because I was like, maybe she would find some use in this. Right, she's still alive. It's PoE2 has been killing her. Oh my gosh, don't look at my damage I just did there. Was it Mage Fist? Yeah, I think that's who it was. I believe it was Mage Fist. Chillin'. Alright, guys. Come inside. How many people are we going to kill here when we go to open the Spectrum cache and we don't have a gold key and it damages us? Okay, well, we do have a time loss cache, but I need to wait until everyone pulls through. Whoa there, I do not want to teleport to this guy. Never mind, I'll get level 75 first. Bro. Filled, sorry. I gotta, like, actually message all these guys or else they just keep messaging me. Like, Muscle Pudding, Peggy Bundy, MWC. Like, what does that mean? Batman's waifu left the area. Oh, Duelist Flicker. That's unfortunate. All right, let's see how many of these guys actually vouch for me. Although I don't think any of them came from TFT. No, Batman's waifu left. Batman's waifu left without paying. We must message them. Are you going to pay, sir? Wait, who did I just trade? Was it Ragnar? I think it was Ragnar. Yeah, I know, bro. Mine's the same, bro. They do that to me as well. Looks like Guys, if you're broke and you don't want to pay for a carry, just ask it. I'll take you for free. Don't scam me. I'm a nice guy. I'm so sick and tired the last few days of all these guys who come into the group. They say, yes, I will pay. I have one divine, and then they claim their points and they leave. It's like if you just ask and say that you're broke, I will take you for free. Hey, man. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Well, now you are getting reported on TFT, and you will never be able to receive another service in the game again. So if you want to shoot yourself in the foot over one divine, I mean, that is your problem and not mine. But we must report for the safety and the protection of other members of the community. We'll do this report quick. I hate wasting time doing these reports. It's such a waste of time. It's a lot faster to just get back in there. Yeah, there are a lot of players who do free carries, especially at this point in the league. The only reason I don't is just because I'm buying the Test of Times, and it costs like 2 div, and I could definitely sell carries for less, but then I cause a lot of beef, cause a lot of problems with people. Because they get mad that I'm undercutting them. Transcription of the event. I invited them. They left, didn't pay, collected their points, ignored me after. Proofs. Picture. Alright. And then we add his name to the list. If you're broke, just say so. Okay, that's kind of funny. But at the same time, guys, you don't have to, you don't... If you're a broke boy, just say so. I'll do it for free if you're broke. I don't mind. Holy moly. Holy moly. That is an insane bow, Nick. That is actually an insane bow. That is actually an insane bow. That is actually an insane bow. Yeah.
You want to go say goodbye to Mochi before I bury her?
Not if she already got put down.
She's dead. She's got it though.
I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I said bye to her the last time I was at your house. If I'm being honest.
Burying her back here by Peaches.
Alright. Alright, guys. I made the reports. I need to take like a 5 or 10 minute break though. Some personal stuff. My cat, one of my cats, unfortunately, got put down, and yeah, it's a rough situation. But we're gonna go say bye to her real quick. I wasn't expecting this to come up today, if I'm being honest. So I will be back in like 5 minutes. I'll be right back, and then we'll read some messages and resume the stream. Yeah, you guys don't have to bash report him or message him at all. I mean, we post it, we add him to the list, and yeah. Alright, guys, I have returned. I have returned. But we are all chilling, and we're having a good time. Was I at the end of a trial? Did I just finish one? I must have. But yeah, the, yeah, it was, she was an old cat. She was probably 18 years old. And my dad had been taking care of her at his house for the last... She was one of my cats when I was a kid. My dad ended up taking care of her, and she wasn't doing well recently, and they I knew they were putting her down today, but I didn't know that they were gonna like bury her today, so I just helped my dad with that. We when I was younger, I lost another cat a few years ago. The one that I grew up with, her name was Peaches, and we buried her in my... I have like a pretty big backyard with a forest. We buried her in the forest, and we buried Mochi next to her. Mochi was the cat's name. She had one kitten whose name was Sue, and her name was Sue because she only had one kitten when she had kittens, and Sue is like the Chinese word for one or something like that. That's why we named her kitten Sue, but Sue is still out there. R.I.P. Mochi. I know that was probably a lot for some of you to hear, so I don't mean to... Like I said, it was unexpected for me. My dad came in and told me he was here. He was crying, so I just had to go out and help him and be there for him. But she's in a better place now. She is, so we are chilling. Back to the trials. I think I forgot to update the completion counts. We are at 747 with a dry streak of 25 on the spectrums. But we are blasting. We're back in it. We're having a good time. We're gonna have a good day. We're gonna push through, and what an absolutely insane bow that YKM joined the Discord. That's funny. Sorry, man, I have two cats, one 17, the other 15. I'm afraid of this moment. Yeah, I had my one cat, Peaches, passed away. She was a lot younger. She was like 13, but she was an orange cat. She was a barn cat. She was a rescue. My cousin owns a barn, and when I lost Peaches, it was really hard. Peaches was like my best friend. It's not as hard, Mochi, because, but it's hard for, you know, my dad and my little sister. But yeah, it's hard losing a pet, you know, it is. It's really hard because obviously, you know, they're a part of your family, and a lot of people treat, you know, pets better than they treat humans. Right? So but yeah. We'll get through this together. The important thing is to just make sure that you give them as good of a life as you possibly can, right? At the end of the day. What's up, Zhao? All caps. As long as they live a good life and a long life, that's what matters. As long as you take care of them and know that they're loved. Okay, Zhao. Okay. Alright. Every single member of the Discord, every single one of them, every single one of you guys have gotten an incense relic except me. Except me, every single one of you guys. That's freaking sick though, bro. Grats. Grats. That's freaking epic. But screw you. Screw you, but grats. What spear am I running? I am running a Tangle Tongue. This is the one I use for the bosses. Yeah, Ephemera hasn't. Yeah, but you play PoE1. Incense Relic and Vase together. It's okay. The game is building it up for something crazy. What do Valdo's puzzle boxes do, Ephemera? I see them. They show up like a divine when I watch Empyrean's videos, but what do they actually do? I've never seen anyone like use them. Or is it like a map modifier, or is it like a mystery box, or? The game is building up my RNG, though. You guys are going to be laughing when I get a triple incense relic drop. It's my turn? What? Shouldn't my turn have been first? That's sick, though. You should post it in the Discord. Yeah, I don't know what it is or what it does, but I see them a lot on videos. They like... People freak out. They're like, Baldo's box, you know, puzzle box, like it's a divine, which I'm sure it's worth like a divine, but I'm happy for you though, Zao. I'm happy for you. You bought your rings, you upgraded your character, you're prospering, and now you got all your money back from an incense relic drop. That's freaking sick. And you can probably upgrade even more gear now. Or we could run it. I'll give you 5 divines out to try to run the incense relic. Price fixers going insane on P1. I never know what anything costs. Yep. Yep. We probably just go to Ritual Gauntlet. We shouldn't take damage in the Ritual, and then we can restore honor on the Gauntlet at the end. Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad on PoE2 anymore, because like everybody's playing PoE1. Even the price fixers and the market manipulators. Price fixing isn't always bad, though. Price fixing, if you use live search, can be good, because it can help you snipe items that would otherwise be expensive, because people, like, get misled about the price or something, and then they post it. Most price fix values are like what an item would cost, given the fact that no one runs it. Sorry to disturb you again, but any chance to do the carry? Yeah, I got you, brother, in a few minutes here. How much is an incense relic worth? They're worth like 600, 700 div, somewhere in there. Somewhere around there. Some dude in Glitch's Discord got an incense relic same time as me. I'm not in Glitch's Discord, I'll be honest. And I think if I was and people knew how many trials I ran and that I don't have an incense relic, most of them would just feel bad for me. I think Glitch took like 600 something to get his incense relic, but I don't think he ran relic quantity or anything. I could be wrong, but I think his setup was just for speed. Okay, I have an issue with live search. If you message people immediately for an item, they think it's worth more and never respond. Okay, that is true. That is very true. But at the start of a league, like the very start, the first few days, people are so desperate for money that most of the time they'll sell it to you, like, immediately. But you are right. Like, 99% of the time, when you message someone immediately, they just triple the price or 10x the price. But the best purchases I've made on this league and in general have always been through live search. Or if not live search, it's like I searched for an item and it just so happened that one was literally just posted, which actually happens all the time. Like 99% of the time when I go looking for an item that's not like very specific, like for example, if I were to just look for like a evasion body with 2200 evasion and like 100% res on it with max life, 99% of the time the one that I'm going to buy is the one that was just posted, because it's like always the cheapest one. Batman's waifu. At Batman's, I forgot to add his name to the list. Guys, I don't know what's up with these scammers, but like, for some reason, right? For some reason, these scammers like, who was it? Okay, yeah, Omar. Omar got scammed by which girlfriend who scammed me, but he's not even trying to steal loot. He's literally just taking spots in the group, going to the end, and then leaving, like, for no reason. I don't know, maybe it turns him on or something, like maybe it's his secret fetish or something. But I'm not too sure. Why don't I stack spirit and change shield for more damage? Well, part of the problem is getting an amulet that has spell damage, spirit, percent max life, melee skills, crit damage bonus, and also crit chance ideally would cost around a mirror to find one better than mine. I bought this for 50 divs, but still. And it wasn't actually bricked when I bought it. Like, right now it's kind of bricked because the intelligence, I actually whittled that on there. It was damage taken recouped as life originally. But I don't stack spirit because to get a high evasion body armor with a lot of spirit on it, first of all, you have to sacrifice evasion, which is defenses. You'd have to get a crown of ice corrupted with spirit. You'd have to get amulet with spirit, body armor with spirit. All of those cost like hundreds, tens, if not hundreds of divines. And then I also give up defenses on my focus, right? So my damage is just fine with this focus on, and this focus has a lot of like res on it, so I'm actually res capped with this focus on. So I can use this build if I want right now as is to like go map or do anything. Whereas if I take the threaded light, like I give up all those defenses and I can no longer use this weapon set for mapping and anything else other than bossing. You know what I'm saying? So it's to save money, the actual DPS, because like you can get percent fire damage or lightning or cold on a focus, and those also affect rings and gloves, right? So if you have like if you have T1 fire on your rings and your gloves, and then you get percent fire damage on a focus, like that's going to impact your damage and your magnitude of your bleed as well. Whereas if I got like a threaded light, right, I would have the same amount of spell damage. I'd have to get more spell damage through spirit on the amulet, the body armor, and the helmet. And it wouldn't be much more damage for relative to how much it costs, and I'd have to give up survivability defenses, and I would no longer be able to use this weapon set that has raw damage on it defensively as well, right? Because I could do like Simulacrum in this weapon set right here. I could do lots of things, and I could just remove talent nodes into evasion from body armor and get back up to 85% evasion like I am with this build. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to do the mage bleed build. There's a lot. I prefer survivability, defenses, resistances, etc. because the damage is already there. Min-maxing the damage on the build is cool, it's fun, it's engaging, but it's already there, right? You don't need more damage. Even if your rake doesn't deal a whole lot, you can rely on Blood Hunt to execute. So like min-maxing, there's already players who have min-maxed this build to like such a perfection that's, or such a high scale that it's like I don't want to spend mirrors or thousands of divines on gear to actually be able to afford upgrades and whatnot. I should run your test of times, bro. You just got an incense relic. You just got an incense relic, bro. Why would I run your test of times with your RNG? Chances are I'm gonna continue to go try. Do I take the 118C or do I open the puzzle box? The box contains a mysterious map with a foil unique reward. Well, because it says foil unique reward, I mean, I don't know. You could probably get a Mage Blood or a Headhunter or something, but what are the actual odds of that, right? I mean, maybe you just... It depends. If you need the money, if you want the money, open it. But if you don't need it and you want to just probably lose money for a cool foil reward, you know, that's definitely possible. I've seen people on Empyrean stream open like 10 of those keys, which I'm assuming is what the puzzle box are. And they've gotten like Mage Bloods, but it's probably so freaking rare that it's not worth your time unless you really want. I mean, I'm sure you could get other T0 uniques like Rockiatas or whatever, but at best you probably lose money. Maybe just take the 118C. Maps can be extremely hard. Most of the times you just die in the void. Yeah. Yeah, I see a lot of PoE1 clips of people literally just getting blown up. Absolutely blown up and deleted on PoE1. Like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. They're surviving for like 2 minutes, and then boom, it's like they're just gone. And they're like, what happened? And there's no death recap. I've seen that as a complaint of PoE1 a lot. Like, a lot of people complain that there's no death recap or anything like that for PoE1. I mean, you could always try your luck, Ephemera. I did that on this league with the Reliquary keys, but I never got lucky. So if you do decide to open it, hopefully some of my RNG transfers to you, and you do get lucky. But from my experience with those freaking foil uniques and the rewards, it's just like, it's such a money sink. Like, it's just, yeah, it's a bit rough. We opened like 500 Reliquary keys, and all we got were like Widow Hails and Pillar of the Cage God, which are both worthless. Even if you like corrupt them freaking perfectly, they're worthless. Don't say that, I'm selling it. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it real with you. I don't want you to like open it and be like, I only got 1 C, and then like, I feel bad for you. Maybe you should just start flipping puzzle boxes. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we're getting way too many messages. What is this? Zhao, you need to get to work, friend. Start messaging these people. We just got 35 million messages in 1 second. I will refer someone to you. Okay. All right. Bro, look at my messages. Help. Send help, bro. Start sniping their names. Start sniping their names. There are too many of them. There are too many. So I feel like the youngling in Revenge of the Sith, bro. I feel like the youngling, like telling Anakin, there's too many of them. What are we going to do? That's another reason I'm going to sell. My map running isn't strong enough yet. Yeah. Or you could hold on to it. Maybe they go up in price later in the league. Who knows? Guys, what is going on? I have 30 messages in the last minute. We need to edit the TFT post while we're building Rage. Oh, I already did edit it. We're just still getting spammed. Hi, can you... Okay. What is this? This is the most messages I've ever gotten. Ever. Maybe it's because you're not carrying. Gemsword, Dopenny, Peggy, Dutch, Dreamer, Dead Poise, Dutch. Oh my lord. And I'm just losing Rage. Boom. Bye-bye, Zarok. Okay, give me the Incense Relic right now. So you can tell he wasn't trying to steal loot because he ran off to the side while it was dropping, which is very respectable. All right, let's see how many of these guys actually vouch for me on TFT. You're not even at T16s comfortably yet? It's all right. You'll get there. You will get there. But that does sound rough. Whoa there. Who was that? See, okay, that was Dutch. These guys spook me when they do that. Like, could you imagine one of them drops a mirror on the ground, like, and then I lose it or something? All right, Doe Penny. We need Xena to pay. And Gem Sword. Chaos or Sekmos? Like, bro, I haven't posted in trade chat or TFT in like 20 minutes. Why are you still messaging me? How do I have 7 divines? How many? Who paid and when and how? And I don't even remember anymore. That's why we need to deposit stuff between runs. Oops, dropped my mirror. Guys, I'm gonna play, like, we're gonna play PoE1, maybe as a group or something next league. I need to do some more research and be a bit more confident going into it, while also not being so invested that I'm not having fun, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, where I'm just trying way too hard. I think this guy needs to pay. You had 4. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I had 4. I think this guy's the last guy who needs to pay, but he went to the Dreadnought Vanguard, so, which is a map, so, in Act 2, so I don't know. I did just get a trade notification, though, so we'll see if he trades me. He knows I'm chasing him down. I think we got 1 vouch out of that hole. All those guys came from TFT, and we got 1 vouch. 20% success rate. And we had 8 more earlier that we didn't get vouchers for, so that's, what, 1 in 13, 1 in 12? And I'm going to take forever. See, this is what I was saying. People didn't believe me. It takes me like 2 minutes to load a map. This is why I don't map. This is why I stay away from it. Because of this right here. Oh my gosh, now he went to the caravan. Bro, I just spent a minute loading into your map. Yeah, literally no one's playing PoE2. But if you had a lot of divines before everyone quit, and now you still have those divines, like, now is the time to log in and buy stuff or anything, because it's all dirt cheap. Like, you can buy like a 6x tier 1 ring for like 100 div, 80 div. Refer to friend to the stream for a free carry. All right, sir. All right. That was trial number 748. 26 dry on the spectrum. What are the odds that we get the Incense Relic on number 750? On number 750. It's the lack of skills for build diversity. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I think part of the problem with PoE2 is that 99.9999999% of the players who log into this game just look at a FUB gun guide, like a Lightning Spear or Deadeye, and they think that that's the only build that there is in the game. I am not going to lie, there are probably some very insane builds that just no one's ever tried or looked into or even thought about. Like, think of, like you could literally go into Magnitude of Ailments and run an Ignite build with Firestorm or Flamethrower. there's so many skills like that you wouldn't even know exist. You could run an earthquake build. Like there are so many builds that just so many people haven't even tried out or thought of because they're so invested into like public builds and just copying someone else's build that it gets hard. You know, like Whirlwind Lance. Like I'm sure that's like it literally has the word whirlwind in it. Like I'm sure that you could do a build with that that's absolutely insane. I've got like 3 of these +3s too. Or like Freezing Salvo. I'm sure you could build that out. Like I'm sure you could build a Berserk character that just has infinite attack speed and attack damage and like relies solely on auto attacks or something. I don't know what Time and Need does, but there's a lot of abilities in this game that people haven't even tried out or even invested relatively any currency into, and they'd all be cheap to build. You get like a +7 fire staff or like a +5 fire wand for like 1 div with crit chance and all these crazy mods on it. Alright guys, we have acquired some divvy divs, which means that we must buy some whittlings. But before we buy whittlings, we have to buy some chaos orbs so that, why not? Because we are in the process of making the best ring that you guys have ever seen in your life. This will be my own ring if it actually succeeds. Where is it at? It's this one right here. It's not very amazing, but yeah. We probably, though, we need a higher tier. Okay, now we have block on 2 suffixes. Okay, we go again on the cold damage. We need to re-roll this cold into like T1 cold or T1 lightning. Preferably T1 lightning. Alright, we rolled it into not what we wanted, but we can still slam. And we get 19 max life. So this is actually good because as long as we roll low tier prefixes, we can just keep whittling. We can keep whittling. We'll buy like 182 worth more. And we will get a whittling. 2 more of these bad boys. And here's round 1. Boom. 9% increased chaos damage. Yeah, this definitely hits lightning res first. But now this is where we can kind of just mess around a little bit. We have life per enemy killed blocked, essentially. I mean, we could just maybe roll at this point. We could just whittle until we eventually don't get leech. I mean, all right. Well, we put this off to the side. We keep working on it slowly but surely. We keep working on it, and we see from there what we're able to acquire. And hopefully it's not too bad. I'll be honest, though. When I look at Mr. New and Confused bow that he made, annulment and get a prefix first. Yes, I agree. I agree, but dextral annulments are like 6 divs, so I'd rather just like save a div and whittle, because like eventually we need prefixes anyways, right, or suffixes. So like if in the process of whittling the prefixes we hit a tier 1 suffix, like we may as well keep it, and if we hit mid-tier suffixes we may as well keep those so that we don't have to worry about prefixes getting re-rolled into suffixes and then having to dextral annul them, right? We may as well keep any high tier suffix just as like a prefix block so that we can just keep whittling the prefixes essentially. It'd be really nuts though if we fractured this and we hit the fire damage so I don't have to worry about divining it because it's only 2 off perfect. But yeah, I agree with you. It's not, they're both about the same cost like at the end of the day because you can whittle a prefix into a T1 suffix or something along those lines. This is going to be the craziest Vile Robe in existence. Actually, I already saw it. It had, like, thorns and bleeding on it. Yeah. Yep. We did roll 45% fire res, though. But, unfortunately, we also rolled
11 and 14 max life with very low percents. So goodbye, Vile Rope. We are broke again. We are very broke again, but it's all good. We have all these Desperate Alliances to sell for, like, hopefully 4 div each. Hopefully 4 div. And we need to do 2 more trials. That'll get us back up to, like, 10 div. We have a bow that'll probably sell for, like, 150 div-ish. We got some rings that'll probably sell for, like, somewhere around where they're posted. Build our currency back up. We need 200 raw divs for the giveaway-ish. And then we need, we already have the rings and the items and whatever else. I also have some crazy jewels we're going to be including in the giveaway. Like this one, we're going to put in the giveaway too. This is a 4 mod bleed lightning spear sapphire that I crafted. It's worth like 100 divs. I sold a couple of these for 100 divs, so I know they're worth like 100 divs. We'll do this in the giveaway as well. Might give away some of these, but chances are most of these here we're going to sell. We need some of these to sell, like for sure today. And we need like this to sell ideally too. Although 50 div even is way underpriced, so I don't know how we're going to sell it. This is like a caster amulet, but it needs skill levels on it. Try listing this for 35. I need Mr. Don't Be Silly to log in so I can ask him what his current top looks like. Link me your current body armor. I need that sapphire for crit really bad. Well, we'll be giving it away on probably the 1st. We'll do a giveaway and we'll have to see how it goes. Cold Chaos decks. I don't think the ones that I have chaos on them. And these also don't have cold. Huh. All right. And the Temporalis just ain't really, I mean, who knows? Maybe we should try this Temporalis out, though. I mean, surely we try it out before we sell it, right? Like, surely. Let's see what level blink we can even have. Blink. 17. We need 164 int. My guess is level 18 is 185 int. I think 194 int is level 19. We have 173, so this is probably the best one that we can equip. All right. We'll put this in over, what is it? It's probably better to put it in over Wind Dancer because I don't even think we can use Wind Dancer anymore. So we'll have no evasion with this setup at all unless we put my shield on. But we're also not going to have any res. This could go very bad. This could go very bad, guys. In fact, it's almost destined to go bad. But we'll try it out because I have not tried. I have not used Temporalis ever, especially not with Blink. We need Ingenuity. And we need to, okay, we actually can't. How much spirit? Okay, Wind Dancer uses 50 spirit. Okay, maybe we turn Wind Dancer off. Guys, this isn't even that fast. What the heck? Did I get scammed? Wait. Or does quality reduce the cooldown too? I mean, we could run second wind, but I'm pretty sure second wind, like, I'm pretty sure second wind makes it so that, Okay, yeah, this does affect cooldown recovery rate, which I thought it did. Get 10% more cooldown recovery rate. Nice, we're actually selling the bow too. Thank the Lord. Thank the frickin' Lord. I needed to sell this bow bad. No, the quality, not the level. I want the level for the blink distance. Bro, this sucks. Who would... Oh, wait, I'm not wearing the Temporalis. That's why it sucks. I'm trolling. Okay, this actually is... Okay. I mean, it's not instant, but it's definitely faster than... Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. I meant the quality for the cooldown recovery rate and the level for the distance, yeah. Let's see if this guy actually gives us 175 divines for this 350 divine bow. Yeah, this is how you can tell that you're underselling something if they open trade and instantly put all the money in there for it. There you go, sir. 175 divine bow. Bro, I had it listed for 250 for like 3 days. I need the money. If we sell it for 175. I got messaged for 250 by like three people when I was offline, and then I came back. It was only like 10 minutes since they had messaged me, and I tried to ask them if they wanted it, and they were all messing with me, like not responding. That's just console player. You're probably right. All right, guys, we do 1 trial, maybe 2 with the Temporalis, and then we relist it because I've never used one before. Although I do think we might just brick the key with this because there's a good chance I just take infinite damage and I have no idea what I'm doing. And all right, guys, here we go. We put the buckler on. Wait, if I put the buckler on, I can't use blink. Too much min-maxing, guys. Too much min-maxing. I don't even think I use abilities here. Why am I moving so slow, too? Can I not? Guys, this is maybe not as good as I thought it was. Maybe with a lot of movement speed, it'd go crazy. We need a spark build is what we need. Because it's going to be too hard to use Lightning Spear while I'm blinking around on a 0.5 second cooldown. I can just make another bow too. Maybe we just become a bow crafter from now on. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't dodge roll through traps either, which makes this kind of meh. And I just get hit by these. Unlucky. And whirling with blink build. That's true. That's very true. We do need that. Do you want to donate all of your gear? Or I'll sell you the Temporalis for a very generous price of 18 mirrors. 1 mirror for each viewer. Yeah, I know they nerfed it. It went to 4 seconds last league. I thought it would still be good. You can actually make it instant. All you need are emeralds that have cooldown recovery rate on them. You can make it instant, and you can fit it into the build just fine. You can run an Adorn too, and do an Adorn build with cooldown recovery rate, 100% Adorned, or even like 80 to 90, and just take jewel sockets for crit damage bonus and crit chance. All right. But until we, we don't have any of that anymore, so... That was like my original build idea, though, was just to stack cooldown recovery to fix the fact that it's not 4, and then go from there. I will trade my last flame for your Temporalis. Huh. I will give you the Temporalis if you run the last flame without dying. I'll trade you for the one you get. No, I'm just kidding. I probably wouldn't do that. We gotta sell this one. In fact, we have to sell this one. We put it between I put like what 220 dips into this, and Bruck put 700 something, 750, 800 maybe. Maybe I put 200, he put 800. I can't remember. I know I put at least 200, and it was 1,000. Bruck, I think, gave me 800. Once it sells, let's buy 2 Temporalises and fall again. I mean, I'm down. I'm totally down. I don't really like Blink, though, without level 21. The distance just doesn't feel good. I've never liked Blink. I like the idea of Blink. It's got too long of a cooldown, and it doesn't take you far enough. We take Blink out. We put Herald of Blood back in. Level 19, by the way. I don't know why, but it is. There's a trick with staff on second slot. You can double blink every 5 seconds. Yeah, but that sounds like a lot of work. Like, it sounds like I have to weapon swap every 5 seconds, too. I don't wanna sweat like that. Oh, and still keep roll. Okay, that's the one thing is I like dodge roll. Dodge roll gives you 100% evasion while you're dodge rolling. It's called dodge roll, and you can also use it like if you get trapped. Like let's say I run up these stairs and there's two giant skeletons here, and my blink is on cooldown. Like I'm losing half my honor. Whereas with dodge roll, I can just dodge roll through them and not lose any honor at all. We could look into the auto bomber build that Dead Rabbit did too. Could always look into it and see. I think the ideal Temporalis corrupt is like minus 2.45 seconds to cooldown, which is like a perfect roll because it can, it's like 26%. So 20% of 2 would be 0.4 or whatever. And then you have like the extra little bit percent. So it'd be like minus 2 point. But there's so little Temporalises in the game that the reality is it's just not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna ever corrupt like that. You'd have to be one insane, like even minus 2.2 really is not that good. Like it has to be like perfect minus 2.45, which will probably never happen in the history of the game. Like you'll never see one perfectly corrupted. It's like a 1 in 10,000 on the divine, and the divine is like a 1 in 4. So it would happen if there were like 40,000 Temporalises in the game, but there's like 20 every league. Third socket makes sense. Like a quarter of all Temporalises that come into the game that get corrupted will end up with a third socket. A quarter of them will brick. A quarter of them will maybe not brick, but not be good. And like a quarter of them will just get rippies. If you want to run an auto bomber, I'll allow you to buy a Temporalis for yourself. Honestly, I'd have to look into it. I don't even map really. Like we're just doing trials. Maybe we look into it later. We got to sell this first, though. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta sell this Temporalis. We must. Although I do think that maybe, I mean, because like last night I logged out. When I'm logged out, maybe you should have it. You could always get a clip or something yourself. I don't know if it sells, and then I can include it in like a video. Let's, I can't even price check this one. Just my thing, but last time we checked, this is the best one on the market for the price. And just the best one on the market in general. Unless those recoup values have more value than I thought. But this one has the most ES, most res, and highest cooldown reduction on the entire market with 3 sockets, or just in general. There's one that's 20% all res, minus 2 flat, but it was like an extra 200 divines to buy. There's 1100 div. And I think the corruptions are like predetermined on items. Like when you have an item, because like otherwise locks in PoE1 wouldn't be able to be used. Like that's how PoE1 works, is the corruptions on an item are always predetermined when you roll the item. should you ever corrupt it. 99% certain. Unless the lock just predetermines it, but yeah. Alright, this will be 7-4-9, guys. We're spreading it out a little bit. We have to, as Mr. Zhao has stolen an incense relic from us earlier today. He has robbed us. Gale's robbed us. Zhao's robbed us. KL has robbed us of incense relics. Gale's actually robbed us twice. That's a total of like 2,800 divines. That's a whole mirror you guys have robbed at this point. I think maybe we spend some of the divs we just got on working on this ring, but not all of them. Some, but not all. Wait, where did that ring go? Oh, it's right here. So, long story short, I'm expecting and I'm waiting for you boys to pay me up, and Femora is gonna be my bodyguard. That's she's gonna chase you guys down, make you pay up. I'll allow you to buy a Temporalis for yourself. Bro, as soon as this Temporalis sells, if it sells for Mir, you're, I've been lifting weights too, watch out. As soon as I sell this Temporalis for Mir, I'm handing that Mir to you, and, what you choose to do with the mirror is up to you. Honestly, I don't even think I'd break down a mirror if I had it. I would just collect it. It's so painful having this empty slot right here. It's so painful. Like, it even triggers me that I don't have Orb of Annulments right now, and that I only have 7 Exalteds and 11 Fracturing Orbs. I want every slot in my bank to have, like, 1,000 of each. That's how rich I want to be. But not really. Like, I don't really care about being rich, but maybe we deploy trade chat. How was I just getting spammed infinitely, and now I can't fill a group? Willing to sell 1 mirror. We become a trade chat spammer. But we should post this on TFT, though. We actually probably should. It might actually sell on TFT. Oh, I posted the wrong message in the TFT channel. So many divs. You should have seen the other day. Go look at my stream from like 3 days ago. I had like 1,000 divs. I don't even remember what happened to them all. We had 1,000 and they're gone. I honestly don't remember what I did with them. We sold like 5 items for a few. I gave Brooke like 200, I think. Yeah, we had like 1,000 divs. Can't remember what we spent them on. We got a couple jewels that were worth like 200 div that we actually sold for 200 div. But other than that, I can't remember where those divines went that we had. They went somewhere. I don't know where. We'll lower the price on these rings one more time because they're not really selling. They've been up for like a week now. Yeah, like I said though, I don't remember where they went. We bought something or did something with them. We crafted on a bunch of rings and did some stuff. Gonna leave stream up and go make some food. Be back in a little bit. Enjoy your food. Thank you for tuning in, Ephemera. We need 90, 180, 270, 335. 415. So if all of our good rings sell, we have like 415 divs extra. But again, I don't remember where all my divs went. We had a lot more than we have now, that's for sure. We could try to craft out more bows, I guess, but like I don't know if we could try to craft out like budget bows, right? Slam on all T1s. We could try to do that again. That's how I just made 100 divs doing that with that bow that I had. Not too sure. Some of these are overpriced. This isn't really overpriced though. Neither is this one. This one is way underpriced. This is 50 divs less than anything else on the market right now. Hello, how are you doing, Mr. Tuan Pham? However I pronounce that. My apologies. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Just New Guy has invited me. Level 92 Lich, bro. How are you level 92 DMing me for an Ascendancy carry? I'm not judging you. I'm not flaming you. I'm just genuinely curious. Unless that's literally how long it took you to drop one Divine. Full. Do you need a carry? I'm doing one more after this, and I will get you in if you need it. I will get you in. Oh, you're just New Guy. All right, friend. I will get you into the next one. Why don't you have your 4th Ascendancy yet? Bye-bye, Zarok. Another Vase Relic. Unlucky. Never Incense. Yeah, I'll do another one after this, and I will get you into the group. We'll take care of you free of charge. And, yeah. If anyone else needs their 8 points, their Ascendancy carry, anything like that, let me know. I will get you in. We'll have a blast. Peggy Bundy, MWC. Thank you. Gamer Dad Times. I'm not judging. I don't really care. Nice. I will get you into the next run. Who paid? Peggy and Where Are We? So we need Rosa Dawn, Arowisha, and Andu. All right, guys. Yeah, I can't even remember where all my divs went. I have no idea. Cannot remember at all. They went somewhere, though. Somewhere bad. Need mine, but not in a hurry. Yeah, I'll get you both in on the next run. Dim, I think you've been asking. I think I don't know. Yeah, I will get you in. Sorry, guys. I lose track of who asks and who doesn't. If I ever forget and you see me at the boss, just let me know. It's not intentional. Like, I couldn't care less about how much money I make, especially if I'm breaking even on the test of times. I'd rather help people out and take them along, but I'd rather the people I'm helping be like viewers than just random people in trade chat who probably aren't going to necessarily appreciate the carry. Just give me... I gotta buy another test of time. This will be trial number 750. And then we'll take a break from the trials. We'll do a loot video or something. Who knows? I've done around like 600 of these on stream, and I did like 150 off stream. I streamed a bunch on Twitch. Minion accuracy rating, bad. Magnitude of ignite, bad. Critical hit chance for spells, double minion modifiers, bad. So all minion modifier gems. Companion modifier, not very good. Attack speed, but with bows. We delete. We will look at another test of time. Another test of time. Mr. Judge Doth Hunt has logged in, actually. Last one, brother. I will buy it from you. Last one. I buy one. And just one for now. Probably more later. Gonna do loot video. We were at 749 trials. This will be trial number 750. We'll give him 3 div also. Take mine, Zao says. Zao, don't you run yours? Don't you run yours, sir? Or are you done now as well that you've gotten an incense relic? Got this for 20 div, Bruck said. What is it? How crazy is it? It better be a Temporalis. Bruck, you better trade me a Temporalis that you got for 20 div. Wait. Bro. But there's still the chance we brick it. Like, we could always brick it. Take mine for 750. I'm heading out soon, and basically, what do you mean take mine for 750? Wait, what do you, Oh, basically, I see. Yeah. How many do you have? You have 1. I'll give you 2 div. Very nice. All right, I guess we're doing 2 more trials. We'll stop at 751. I swear, if this test of time does not give me an incense relic, though, we're over with. We're done. Alright, what do we do here? Do we craft on this bow, actually? We need to get these carries done for these individuals. We need to get Dim taken care of, and we need to get Tuan Pham taken care of. So we'll do those, and then we'll craft on the bow. We need to hit T1 crit damage bonus on the bow. If we brick the bow, we're doomed, because we can brick it. But 20 div is not a bad starting point. We need to hit T1 crit damage. What's the name of the relic to start in the final room? It is called a Test of Time Barya. So normally you have like Jin Baryas. You can also buy Test of Will, Test of Strength, Test of Cunning, which will place you on the 2nd or 3rd floor. Test of Cunning or Test of Strength or whatever they are. Those will place you on the 2nd or the 3rd floor. Test of Time places you on the final floor. And you have to go with whatever the previous key had on it. And yeah, it would be very poetic and very iconic. It would be very poetic and very iconic if we actually achieved an incense relic from this run. Will it happen? I don't know. But do we have high hopes? Yes, we have very high hopes. We never give up hope. That is number 1. Also, I forgot how much I absolutely love Mr. Judge Doth Hunt's keys. The movement speed feels so good, and the honor resistance is like perfect. The relic quant could be a bit better, but I'd rather have a little bit honor res and less relic quant, just so I can be a bit more chill with it, rather than sweaty. Need ascending. I cannot ascend you at the moment, brother. We'll get you when we can. Or we'll get you when we get to the boss. If you're looking to buy the Test of Times, Mr. Judge Doth Hunt, right here, JUDG_Doth_Hunt. He has, I believe, quite a few for sale, and they're very good keys. They're 90% movement speed, 130-ish% relic quantity, and they have enough honor resistance to allow you to complete the keys relatively easily, really chilly. See, like, I just got hit by, like, 3 things. I only lost 100 honor. So I can get hit, like, 7 times before I need to worry about using an honor shrine before getting to the boss. His keys always have good boons on them. Like, we have Glowing Orb if we need to use it. We've got Ornate Dagger. You know, very nice keys if you were interested in buying some. Just do the Hourglass trial, why not? Mr. Dim, send me your name before I get to the boss, and I will get you in for this one. I think I know your name, I just can't remember it. Or I think you told it to me before. Oh my gosh, we just got sniped from up top. I hate these guys. Dark Snarl. And I'm getting lightning bolted. Zapped. My stags are cleaning them up. Got a gold key, very nice. We are vibing and we are chilling. We push through. We restore some honor at this shrine. We don't have reduced honor restored either, so we don't need to worry about that. We can path towards this escape trial, or we could actually go, so Gauntlet Ritual should be free rooms, and so should Chalice, but in the event that we do take damage, we'll go towards the Greater Honor Restoration Shrine. That also gives us an affliction, because we'll be able to fix anything before the boss, ideally. We have worn sandals, though, because that just slowed me down a lot. Yeah, we do. We got one of the easier ritual rooms. This is just the 3 ritual portals. You just throw a lightning spear at the middle of each portal. It'll bounce off whatever spawns in the middle and then hit the side casters rather than having to throw 6 lightning spears to hit each one on each side once or twice even. Just a little ritual room tip there. And we'll just use this. Doesn't really matter what affliction we get. Boom. Deceptive Mirror. It's like weird. It's like there's only one room to go to from here on out, so we're chilling. Send me your names, guys. If you need a carry, you want to get into the group, I'll wait to post until we get you guys in here. Just new guy. Dim, what is your name? What is your name, sir? Await me, he said. All good. Going to invite some other people. Yeah, I'll wait to invite people until we get Dim in here and until Mr. Just New Guy is ready. And that way, you know, that way we're chilling a little bit. No, your character name, not your in-game, not your like Path of Exile account name. Your actual character name. Like without the numbers. Like Just New Guy's character name, for example, is HP230298, but his name in game is Just a New Guy. Dim_lighter. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll invite you. Good luck, T1 crit damage. We got 13 decks. Alright, we're going to have to whittle this quite a bit. This could be rough. We need to ideally hit much better than what it currently is. We'll use like some sinistral annulments and stuff. Dim_lighter. I have invited you, friend. And now we will commence the carry. We will, since this is like our last one that we're doing for a while, we'll just get like, I don't want to have a million messages, actually. We'll sell it. I was going to hand out everything, but this is, yeah, a bit rough. All right. All right, we'll get a few people in here. I was gonna do them for free. I just don't want a million messages. It's part of the reason why I don't do these for free too. Is once you post for free, you can expect to have about 150 messages, and I'll never be able to read anything. 2 slot Zeus, please. All right, we go Insta. Bring Mr. Zeus. All right. He said 2 slot. We invite one more, and then we edit our message. Actually, our message is already edited. Very nice. And then we can spend some divines on the bow and some on the ring. Probably not too much on the ring. I don't know. Maybe we work on the bow. And we'll take a break from trials. I'll do a trial loot video. We'll probably keep doing trials. We'll probably give away a bunch before the end of the league, just to help everyone get their ascendancy points or whatever for standard. And then we'll have to go from there and see. Nice. Mr. Gale. All right. Let's head in here, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last trial we're running. This is number 750, ladies and gentlemen. I've done 750 of these. We just need Dim Lighter to come in, and we'll be vibing. We will be vibing. Mr. Dim. Nice. Very nice. Had to call him back from his cleaning session. Oh, shoot. I didn't tell this guy not to come in, but, yeah, hopefully he doesn't steal loot or whatever. Hopefully we're all fine. Hopefully he doesn't take loot or mess the run up. Do we have Blunt Sword? We do not. We're chilling. We're chilling. This is a good key. This will be our last run that we do, guys, for now. We'll be back, but we're going to do a loot video for 750. Wish us luck on the final kill. We took like 150 damage, bit rough, but we're still alive and kicking. Bro. Okay. Did you guys die? This guy ran in early, got hit by 3 balls, and killed the whole group, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he just killed the whole group. Hopefully he didn't kill you guys. If he killed you, I'll do another run. If he killed you, I will do one more run. We'll do one more. If he killed you guys, because I don't see you guys in here, which means you probably got murdered by him. Just New Guy might still be alive, but Dim Lighter. Wait, no, you did survive. You are here. Okay, cool. Okay, you guys both made it. Awesome. Cool. I thought he killed you guys. I was very worried. And we get a Spectrum on the last one. I was so worried there. I thought he killed you guys. No need to pay. You guys are good to go. Yeah, you're all set. No Ruby. No Ruby on the 750th one. Okay, cool. I was panicking. I thought he killed both of you guys when he ran in and got hit by all those balls. I mean, I took like 100 damage, but he ran in and got hit by like 3 balls and dropped the honor by like 600. That can actually brick an entire run. Like if people, that's the main reason why people have to wait outside. I mean, that and, like, potentially stealing loot. But the big reason is that you can literally, like, kill me, too, on accident. Not you guys, but, like, Mr. Crazed Blood. Crazed Blood went a little bit crazy there. Yeah, you guys are good. I appreciate you guys supporting the stream and watching. Enjoy your points. If you guys ever need future ascendancies, I will do a run for you guys to get you your points. But for now, we take a break. We do some crafting, we get ready for the giveaway, and we go from there. We go from there. And hopefully it's not too rough. But that is number 750, like I said. 750 trials. No incense relic. 28 dry streak. And you can't win them all, you know? I mean, it happens. You really can't win them all. This is actually pretty good emerald. But it happens, guys. You know what I'm saying? It happens. And have some rough runs, some good runs. But at the end of the day, guys, we all prosper. It was a great grind. We made many divs. Not 100% sure where all of them went. They're not all here, though. We may have gambled a bit too much and lost out on a considerable amount of money as a result, but it's all right. Can we get crit chance or something on this? Companions, of course. Prod speed, magnitude of poison, attack damage, attack speed. I don't know. Maybe these are good. We'll do some crafting on this bow here. We need some sinistral annulments. These are 1 for 3.5. We'll start out with like 10 of them. So what was that? 35 div, and then we'll get some whittlings. We will get some whittlings as well. And these are 4.8, so I think we can get, what is it? It's like 7 for 34 or something. Yeah, we lose a little bit, but not too much. And we'll get, we'll buy a decent amount of these. That leaves us with 95 div. This is just where we're going to start for right now. We need some Orb of Annulments as well. And we can buy 15 of these for 2 div, which should be all that we need. And we'll start by annulling the prefixes. And then we can whittle the suffixes. Dex is lower than crit chance. We got reduced attribute requirements, which is, again, lower than crit chance. 29 to 38 fire damage, we annul with the sinistral annulment because it's a prefix. And we buy some dextral exalts to add a suffix back on, essentially making the cost of whittling 1 divine less, because if we whittle into a T1 prefix or a T2 prefix, we can actually keep it, right? So something to keep in mind. These are actually a lot cheaper to buy with the exalts, so we'll convert some chaos orbs into exalts. But they are still a little bit expensive. We'll get some dextral exaltations. These actually just dropped to 15x, so it's like a lot cheaper to use them. And then we can slam a suffix back on with the dextral exalt. We got 27 dex, not very ideal, so we whittle. We whittle and we hope to hit T1 prefix or crit damage bonus or something along those lines. We hit accuracy, light radius. I think this is a suffix, so we can whittle again. We can whittle again, and we get 3 life per enemy hit, which is also a suffix. But it's not very good. 6 to 10 fizz, also not very good. So what we're going to do, we'll annul the 6 to 10 fizz, and we will slam another. Suffix on with the dextral exalt. We got 21 dex. Seems to be pretty common theme here. We got 8% attack speed. Pretty low roll. Probably want a higher roll than that, for sure. If we were to go with attack speed, which I think crit damage bonus is better since we're building like a fizz crit bow or something along those lines. 21 to 41 fizz. Is this T2 fizz or what tier is this? I need to actually look it up on Craft of Exile because I think it's like tier 4 flat fizz. It's pretty low roll. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. We're gonna double check. My Path of Exile overlay is not working, so if it's T1 flat fizz, we keep it, or T2, and we don't worry too much. Okay, it's T3 flat fizz. We can keep it for now because it's pretty nicely rolled. So we can just Dextral Exalt. It has an item level requirement of 54. So yeah, we can Dextral Exalt for now and just see. We got 14% increased attack speed. I mean, that's like T2 attack speed. Yeah, it is T2. I don't know what's good on a bow. Like if attack speed is good or if maybe crit damage bonus is better. I really don't know. But I do know that attack speed has a very low item level requirement, so we can always whittle this off. Died for the first time in hardcore. This is painful. I'm sorry to hear that. I know you've been working really hard on your character, your Rake Warrior, and I'm sorry to hear that. We asked Bruck about the attack speed. I don't think it's good, but we can see. Nice. We're selling another ring for 90 divers. 90 divers. This one is worth like, I don't know, 200 or 300, but of course I remembered, brother. Of course I remembered. We need to set like 100 of this aside to put in the guild stash. I mean, it's tier 2. Yeah, maybe we price check attack speed bows. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do that. I don't think it's very good at all. I don't think it's good, but I could be wrong. We'll price check attack speed bows. We'll price check a bow with attack speed. We'll do like 13% to be generous, and then crit chance. We'll do like 4.2, which is tier 2, but it's like mid-roll tier 2. Gemini bow base. And crit damage bonus. Or no, bow attacks. Alright, and then we price check. Okay, this attack speed modifier is not correct. But as is, the bow is actually worth a decent amount. Not as much as we put into it, but these are all missed fractures too. These are like people who tried to fracture it and bricked it. So you're like, this one is bad fracture for 130. It's like you might brick it before you get any higher crit damage. But we'll look, where is the attack speed? It's probably the local one. Okay, I mean,
This one is like perfect, and it's listed for 400. This has way higher crit chance, T1 attack speed, T1 LE damage, T1 accuracy, T1 flat fizz. So this is like not very good, but at the same time it's not very bad. He also corrupted it and got 1 to 43 lightning damage on it. I mean, most of these have way more crit chance, which we could always divine to a higher value. This is T2 attack speed, T2 crit, fizz, lightning, LE damage. I mean, maybe we slam and we just see what we get, right? We slam and we see what we get, and maybe we settle and buy another base or something. Because if we rolled like percent fizz, good roll. Like we actually just rolled a pretty high dual roll. I think that's like T2 on the percent fizz. Now we just need like T1%. We rolled 2 to 4 cold. We whittle. We rolled pretty bad roll cold. And it hits the attack speed next. Yeah, I mean, maybe we settle for now. Maybe we could just list it for the time being for like 150, right? Or 175. It probably won't sell. It's got very bad fizz, cold damage on it. But we can list it. We paid you bought the base for 20, and I spent what, like 50 or something on omens, so 70, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. So we're not down too bad. Let's look for a bow with 4.5% crit chance. And wait. There's one right here. This is insane, isn't it? Wait, what is up? Oh, these are item level 81. That's why. Wait, yeah, okay, that makes sense. We need an item level 82. We'll buy another base to work with. Also, I need to fix my display capture. No, never mind. It's we're chilling. 4.58%, but this is corrupted, bad fracture, bad fracture, bad fracture. Okay, I'll show you guys how I'm looking for these bows. We're gonna look for a bow, Gemini bow base. We're going to do knots and has fractured modifiers, and then we'll do corrupted, no, and we'll search bows with crit chance first. And so it's around 20 divines to buy a base that has T1 crit chance, and that's it. Like that's it. It has nothing else on it. That's just how expensive it is. But if we look at crit damage bonus and we set this to like 34%, I'm using the wrong crit damage bonus. We did 34, which is T2, but it's high-end T2. We could get a much cheaper crit damage bonus base for a fraction of the price. These are all item level 82 at least. And we can start messaging some of these guys. We'll try to get T1, like 37% is probably fine. 36% might be fine, but I think ideally we want a bit more than that. This actually has 2 good mods, but currently in Twisted Domain, do you want to wait until finished? Yes. We'll start buying out some bases. But hopefully you guys can see it's a lot cheaper to buy like crit damage bonus base than it is. This one actually has 38% crit damage bonus, which will try to fracture that one too. This one is 437 accuracy, 37% crit damage bonus. Sec. Hopefully all these guys respond. Okay, they all did respond. Nice. We'll give this guy 1 div, the other guy 2 div for the 38%. And then we'll get the other one as well. Okay, and then we will come here. This was the 2-diver, right? Yeah, this was the 2-diver. 2-diveroo. 2-diveroonies. So we have bought 3 bases for a total of 4 div. Chances are we missed the fracture, though. I mean, statistically, it's not really in our favor. This is a very nice base. And then we have, wait, let me just, okay, it was item level 82, nice. And then we have Hades. Yeah, but like, ideally we want to fracture. Like, I'm down to just start from scratch. Basically, we'll fracture the bonus and then roll crit chance on it after chaos spamming. And ideally we chaos spam and we get like T1 and then slam the other one to save hundreds of divs. But yeah, with the bow attacks, like the problem with the bow attacks being fractured is that if bow attacks is fractured or part of it, like, I don't know, it's just so expensive. People want like 100 divs for that base, which is probably not that bad of a deal. I mean, that is, like, from our experience, the average cost or whatever, right? So, but we'll start from scratch and maybe we'll see if we can get a bit lucky. We need to slam the 1 bow out twice. This one. And now we fracture. Good luck. 6 to 7 fire. We fractured the accuracy, unfortunately. And we fractured the dex. We're back to the basics. We could, like, I don't know, maybe annul these and slam a suffix. That's actually good. No. Or we could, like, chaos them, right? Like, this one just got 92% fizz. I want to quit playing. There's no way. How do I roll that on this bow? How do I roll that? Whatever. Maybe it sells as is. How do I roll fizz like that? I've never rolled that before and we just randomly hit it. Okay, we annulled the dead mod. So we slam again. 20 to 30 fire. Like I don't know. Maybe we just sell these as is. Who knows? Maybe we get lucky. We'll exalt just to get our bad RNG out of the way. We can view every bad exalt that we do as every bad exalt is like basically a whittle that would have went bad anyways. This one might actually sell for like what we paid for all of them because it's got 200% fizz on it. These two will probably sell for like, they probably won't sell, but we'll list them for 10C. All right, time to go again. Maybe we search 38% and I'll pay up to like 2 div. And hopefully it's like the 1 bow. Like the 1 bow had no modifiers on it. That's like ideal, right? That's very ideal. This one has 39%, but it's 5 div. We'll ask him if he'll take like 3 div. We'll ask. In this one, ideally, we fracture the crit damage bonus, but probably hit the attack speed or something. We might have to search for 37%, though. Yeah, 37% is a lot more affordable. Okay, he said okay. Which one was it? This guy here, Canal Hideout. Yo, what's up, Chendu? How are you doing, my friend? We finished 750 trials today. We're going to do a little bit of crafting on some items. Why not? PogChamp. And hopefully we get a little bit lucky and we make some money. Don't know what we're going to do with any money that we make, but who knows? After you hopped off, we picked up some fat items. Very nice. Glad to hear that. Hopefully they were very fat. All right. Ideally, we fracture the crit damage bonus on this one. Like, that is
the most ideal outcome that we could potentially get. Bruck has sent me a trade request. Bow attacks. Wait, this one's insane, Bruck. Isn't this the one that I freaking sold already? Or is this the one that we made together? Wait, why are you giving me this? Isn't this worth, like, a lot of money? Did you keep whittling this one? Is this the one that we made together? I think it is, right? Because we rolled the low crit chance on it. I mean, what could even make this better? High percent fizz? Try selling and we craft more. What did you have it listed for? I mean, this one is pretty nuts, if you ask me. It's literally like the mirror tier ones that are being made. It just has less fizz on it. Okay, we go for the fracture on this bow, though. No, we hit the one bad mod, the one mod that we didn't want to hit. It's the one that we hit. It's the one mod that we hit. Whatever, we listed for like 2 div. Why not? We are 4 bows deep, starting to get into the 5 div range of cost, which is perfectly fine, but we'll have to see. I think ideally we probably want it to be like actually perfect. I mean, some of these are just like, this guy wants 10 divvy divs. I mean, what are our other options? We could look at crit chance again, 4.5%. But again, it's so freaking expensive, and it's not even perfectly rolled. Like, I'm not paying 30 div for 4.5% crit chance that even if we rolled out perfectly, like, people just aren't going to want it as bad as, like, 5%. Bye! We're going to corrupt this Grand Spectrum. Maybe we get something crazy on it. We didn't. Oh, well. Evasion, spears, magnitude. Okay, these are what we were working on earlier. Wait, we're 5 bows deep. No, this is the one that Brooke and I made. I mean, we could also try to roll, not flat fizz maybe, but like T1% fizz would make this bow a lot better. But even then, it's got low roll crit. I don't know. We could also gambit. Who knows? We list it for 400 for now. Why Gemini bow? Gemini bow because who is Bruck? Bruck is Mr. Marmo in the chat. We've been working on crafting some items together and doing some gambas together. I honestly don't know if we've made or lost money. We probably lost money. Get T1 crit chance easy. All right, thank you. I reworked on it a bit. It's a pretty nice outcome. Why Gemini though? Gemini because it has the highest base physical damage out of all the bows in the game, and it also has the implicit bow attacks fire an additional arrow. So if all your attacks are firing an additional arrow and you only fire 1 arrow by default, you are dealing twice as much damage. And then ideally, you want to have bow attacks fire 2 additional arrows on that because you're going to really prosper. Let's see, 37, 37. Like at the cost of these, I'd rather buy a cheaper one and then divine it. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys want 1 div. These guys want multiple div for crit damage bonus or crit chance. I mean, or we could message this guy that has this one up. I don't want to go broke just trying to fracture this. We could go through 20 bows. He's had it up for 2 weeks. Like, surely it sells. Surely. We could buy a 39% one maybe for like 4 div. See if he trades. Okay, he did. Very nice. Alright, we go for the fracture on this one. Can we hit the crit damage bonus? We cannot. We hit the frickin'... Man. I don't even know why I'm trying to resell these. Chances are we just delete all of them eventually, right? Chances are we just delete them. There's one more with 39% for 8 div, but who knows? Who knows? We'll ask if he'll do it for 4 div. Or we'll ask this guy for 3 div. We'll give him 4. We'll bring the fracturing orb with us. Why not? Imagine we just paid 20 div for the T1 crit chance and hit it on the first fracture instead of going through 10 bows that we paid 3 div each, 2 div each for. There's one more listed with 39% crit damage bonus. We'll try to get that one or something. This guy wants 4 Diveroos, though. This is filled also, which is just very